Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You guys let me know if you guys can hear me. You probably can't see me right now, but just let me know if you guys can hear me. It is 8:15 a.m. Well, hello. Good morning to everybody. You guys got your coffee? Let me know what time it is where you are right now, because it is 8:15 where I'm at right now. And today's live, this live, I wanted to go live yesterday, but I decided to just hold off and let me grab all my thoughts, take all my notes, and then meet with you guys here today. So again, let me know where you guys are from. Let me show myself on camera so you guys can see me for a bit. Hello. Morning look. Morning look. Let's see who we have here. And I know Scott was here. Make sure you guys answer that poll in chat. And then midway through this stream, we will go back and we will look at the poll and see where people are. Because if you guys remember the last time we did a live, I don't know what live it was, but I did the same poll and it was more towards accident. So I am interested to see, let me see where we're at now. I am interested to see where we're at after Adventures with Purpose dropped their video. So let's see where the poll's at now. Okay, bye, bye. Love you. Have a good day. Let's see. It's still early where kids are going to school. All right, let's see. Let's see. Can I do it from here? I want to see where we're at, where people are at this time. I'm excited to see if it's changed at all. All right, let's see. Let's see where we're at with the poll so far. And oh, wow, you guys, what a difference. Wow. Wow. Accident is 8%. Remember last time it was like 50% accident, and accident foul play was less than that. Right now, accident with foul play is 35%, and just foul play alone, wow, 57%. Wowzers. That's a dramatic difference since before Adventures with Purpose dropped their video. Wow. Wow. All right, let me say hi to some of you. Hey, Amanda S. Avita. In a little while, Amanda might pop in on panel, and I hope she does, just so I can have someone that I can just feed off of with my thoughts. And 9:15, Rose says, hi, Rose, howdy. Darlene says 10:16 a.m., 8:15, Oregon. Oh, Oregon and us have the same time. Hi, Sarah, good morning. The real Brenda says good morning to everyone. Carly. Me and Carly are not morning people. She's yawning still. 8:16, she says. And then we got Kiely 4:20 in the UK. Wow, in the UK, hello. Wait, 4:20 p.m. or a.m., Kiely? Because if it's a.m., I hope you're barely waking up. Scott says it's 11:16 in upstate New York. Hello to all my New Yorkers. How's it going? And then Veronica says 11:15, Long Island, Wisconsin. We got from Darlene Shalbow. Good morning. She says 11:17. So it looks like there's a lot of 11 o'clock right now, 10 or 11. So does this time work for you guys if I go live this early? I'm only live this early today, and tomorrow I'll be live again early just because I have parent conference today. I have like 2 of them today later, and then tomorrow I have 3, because how many classes? I think, yeah, 3 tomorrow, 2 today. So that's why we're live this early. So my regular viewers, we don't do this that long. All right, so hello to all of you guys in chat. Hello to all of you watching from afar. If you don't know who I am, my name is Crazy Crime Chick, and this is my little YouTube channel where we discuss and deep dive into true crime cases. And honestly, this is just a chill chat. We don't do any of the arguing, bickering, all opinions are always welcome, especially if you have a different opinion than mine. I love talking to people that don't have the same opinion because I feel like that's how, you can really grow and learn about stuff. So don't be shy, get in chat, let us know your thoughts with this case, just so the ones that know what's going to happen today in the chat, and then you watching from afar. We're going to, I made this video right here, what you're looking on the screen. It's a short little one clip video. It is Kiely's birthday. She would have been 17 years old, so wanted to make that. So throw up some happy birthday for her, heavenly birthday. It's so sad because, why is it, and I don't know if you guys noticed this, but does it seem like people pass right around their birthday or right around someone's birthday, like a close family member's birthday? Have you ever noticed that? I don't know. I lost my cousin. It was on Mother's Day. And I don't know, it just seems it's like harder when you lose someone around a holiday. I know someone else who lost their father on her birthday. So it's just strange to me. But she passes and her birthday is today. So really sad. So throw up some happy heavenly birthdays in the chat, and then we're going to get into, for the people that may not have watched or paid for the members for Ventures with Purpose, I will just give you my thoughts. We'll go over that. And then I did take some screenshots of that video. We'll listen to the clip that I put up for you guys, and then I'll open the panel up and we will watch Jared's interview he did on Zav Girls yesterday. Zav Girl. There's only one of her. So just so you guys know where we're at. But hopefully you guys come up on panel and watch it with me when I drop the link, just so we can just feed off of each other. Like I want to just see what you guys have to say about this and all of that, so you guys know what we're doing today. Hi, Susan. She says, hi, chick. Hey, Roman. How's it going? I know. I mean, we're going to get into the truck driver. So truck driver, right? Is that the same as roadside assistant? Because that's what his title was. So I don't know. But we'll get into that. So let's watch this video first. Let me just play this for you guys. And hopefully StreamYard allows it to go through and without any interruptions. So let me hit play. All right, you guys. So I just wanted to play that just because it is her birthday today. And I seen Jagger. He posted, I don't know, did you guys see what he posted on his Instagram? Let me see. Do you guys want to look at it really quick? Hold on. Let me go to Instagram. I think it's Instagram he posted. Let's check that out before we get started. I know he posted something for her today too. Put a 1 in chat, you guys, while I'm doing this. Sorry, this page. What is going on with my thing? Let's see. Put a 1 in chat. Did you guys watch Adventures with Purpose video? Did you guys pay for the membership? I was like so bummed at first that it was on members only, but then I understand, and then I was like, okay. So then I got it. Did you guys actually put a 1 in chat? If you guys watched it, or a 2 if you haven't. I know a lot of creators have already covered it, but I want to know if you watched it yourself. I mean, were you guys like blown away by it? All right, let me look his name up, Jagger. Yeah, let's see. Okay. I think did he post right here? Was it on his stories? Oh. Okay, hold on, I'll do it from right here. It's under the, it'd be under the account for Long Live Kiely. So let me, and I think Jagger runs that account, what I'm hearing. All right, hold on, let me stop sharing that one, you guys. Give me a second, you all. All right, hold on, let me share this, and then we'll get started with everything. Let me close that out. All right. All right. Yeah, Sarah, I agree. Um, water in the lungs just means she drowned. Would tell nothing of foul play. All right. So let me read this to you. So there's an account. It's Long Live Kiely, and I believe I'm hearing that there's no real proof of it, but I'm hearing that Jagger does run it. But it says, "Happy 17th, my love. I hope you can see what everyone is doing for you. I hope you see I will never let your name die. You will live on. I will see you again someday, and when I do, I'm never going to let you go again. I miss you so dearly. I just wish I could hug you right now and tell you how proud I am of you." Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I've heard that people saying that he actually runs it, but again, I'm not too sure. It says, "Happy birthday, Kiely. I find it kind of interesting how much we both love the number 17. I get it now. I get why it was so important to us. I love you. I miss you so goddamn much. We will meet again one day, I promise." I wonder what is there a certain meaning behind the 17? Does anybody know? And this is Rose. She covers a lot of, this is on Twitter. She covers a lot of different cases. And she just says, "Comments from Jagger this morning. He is extra mad." And then you can see right here, it says, "You are really need to shut the F up with this negativity towards me. Let Kiely rest in peace and let me have my peace to deal with all of this. Next effed up comment I find, I'm turning off comments," he says. I think people have at first, when Kiely was found, people kind of like laid off of him. But since this new Adventures with Purpose came out, the video, people are back on his shit again, commenting and saying that they think it was him and, all of that stuff. Hey, Logan's mom. It was a tattoo. 17 was tattooed on her ribs. Yeah, but it was a song. Oh, okay. It was a song. Thank you, guys. I was wondering what the 17 meant. SH says, "If there is water in her lungs, it could be an accident. She passed out, was knocked out in the accident, etc." Based on the poll, it seems like a lot of you are thinking foul play this time. Okay, Amanda, let me get that for you. All right, so I'm going to drop the link in chat, and then Amanda, you can come on up. And it's right there for you. All right. we can get into this discussion. So did you guys comment on, let's move this around. All right, there you go. Let me take that off. All right. All right, you guys. So let's start off with the actual interview that we seen on Adventures with Purpose. So I'm sorry, did you guys already say if you guys seen it or not? All right, Amanda, let me add Amanda to the stream. Good morning, Amanda. Thank you for being here.
Morning, crazy. Ooh.
So what were your initial thoughts when you watched it?
I got so nervous that I started getting anxiety.
So was I. I was actually, I was on the road. I had to drop Ruben off at the airport. So I was on the road and Scott sent it to me. And it was the preview part. And I'm like, oh, it's for members only. And he's like, what? So then I'm like trying to figure out how to get it and everything, but I'm on the road and stuff. And then when I watched it, I actually watched it on the drive home. And I'm not even kidding you guys. My heart was like pounding the whole time. I'm like, let me focus on driving.
I honestly didn't know if it was because I had too much coffee or because it was that intense, but I was watching it with somebody else and I started getting like this really heavy feeling on my chest. Like it was anxiety of my own, but I just felt like it had something to do with like the situation too. I don't know. I started feeling like a medium or something, but I I I got a lot of anxiety watching that.
Were you shocked by what they end up saying for the whole thing?
I'm not gonna lie to you, they were a little dramatic, but I liked it because I think they're trying to emphasize what's actually going on without telling us.
Yeah, I think for me, I was shocked by what they put out, um, especially with the whole car in the what they said about the windows, and then that's the diver Nick, correct? I want to make sure I say his name. Is that Nick, right? The one that actually was in the water.
Yes.
Okay, so when he said it, how she was in the back and how she wasn't in the front seat and how it was suspicious to him, like that whole part, you guys, I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Because I thought she was just originally in the back seat, but now we're learning she was all the way in the back.
And if you've ever been in a CRV, it's so small. Like I know you guys are imagining it small, but it's really small. She was little. She could have totally floated back there. She wasn't wearing a seatbelt, but it's still very, very odd.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I definitely agree with them that it looks like foul play.
Yeah, and see, when I watched Jared on Zav Girl last night, when he even said like she's small, but he even emphasized kind of like how that is like without saying it, how did she get back there? So if he says that, someone who sees stuff like this, I've never seen anything like this, but someone like that who sees something like that and says it's like kind of like suspicious, I'm like, whoa, but I know it makes sense to everybody, the whole accident thing. And it does, if you think about it. She's 16, it was dark, she was drinking, possibly drugs. I mean,
It's
you
totally
know,
possible.
yeah, and then she makes the wrong turn, ends up in the water. Like when you just think about it, it makes sense, right? But then I don't know, something always just made me feel like it just makes too much sense for me, where it started making me question things when I would hear Sammy say shit, because I'm like, okay, if something happened to her, like I know some people think she got in a fight, something she might have hit her head. People are thinking stuff like that, or OD or whatever, an accident may have happened, and somebody else was there, it would make sense like, oh shit. And then how are we going to cover this up? She's been drinking. Oh, put the car in the water. They'll just think she crashed. I mean, not crashed, but she just went in the water. It was an accident. And I feel like that's one thing that just always sticks in my head is how much it just makes too much sense for me that I'm like, yeah, no, I don't, I think it's foul play. What do you think?
I'm not going to say. I still don't know.
Like,
But
I'm not.
I really need to know. First of all, they spelled roadside wrong. It says roadside service assistant. But second, I need to know, do you believe him? Because you're somebody that needs proof, timestamps, law enforcement confirmation. Do you believe implicitly what the roadside service assistant is saying? And I guess
Okay.
he's Nick, not the other guy.
Yeah. So this is Nick, and then there's the diver Nick. So this one right here. So
Oh,
yeah. So this one is Nick, and then there's the diver. So let me just give you guys a little recap of what we're talking about in case you personally have not watched it yourself, because I know it was for members only, and I did see a lot of comments saying, "Oh, I can't pay for members," and I totally respect that, you guys. So this guy on the screen you're looking at, this is Nick. He is the I was gonna say Rod, roadside service assistant, right? So he actually gets this call, the service call, out in Boca, so Truckee Boca. Now, he does not remember the exact day. He said it could have been Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, which I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that, but that kind of pissed me off because I'm like, dude, don't you guys keep actual logs, records of all of that? Like, I don't know. To me, I was just bothered that, they did not have that information. But he says he doesn't remember. He is pressed more about it. And then as this interview went on, and then he said he believed by looking at his GPS on his phone, he believes it was either Saturday morning or Sunday morning, based off his GPS of where he was at. He said, because he was further in Boca on those days. Now, he did say it was at 11 a.m. So either Saturday 11 a.m., he's saying, or Sunday 11 a.m. So either of those days are really important, but he says he doesn't know. Now, in the interview but the interview that Jared did with Azab, he emphasized a little bit more. He said that this guy, Nick, after he has this interaction with Kiely, and I'll get into it, but after he has the interaction, he immediately calls, he like gets down the road or something, and he calls his girlfriend because he says the interaction was just, it was bizarre basically. So he calls his girlfriend, tells her about it, and the girlfriend remembers the day, and the girlfriend is adamant now. She says it was Saturday, and she says she remembers it was Saturday because it was her dad's birthday. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, us females, we're really good with remembering dates. I mean, guys, your girlfriend remembers or your wife remembers the anniversary like no other. So we're good at remembering dates. So I was like, okay, it was her dad's birthday. Her man calls her with some bizarre story from work. I mean, in my mind, it would stick in my head. But again, I don't know these people, and this is what they're saying. So girlfriend is saying this interaction I'm going to tell you about happened on Saturday at 11 a.m. I don't know. Do you believe this troll truck incident, or what are you thinking, Amanda?
well, I'm going to reply to Gold first before you. She's saying the same thing. She's saying, well, I mean, she's not saying something. She's saying AWP is good. If they showed his interview, they think it's important. Girl, believe me, I'm gullible as hell. I believe it. I believe Nick. I believe everything he's saying. I was hoping it was Monday that this happened so we could get more answers because I feel like everything has been looked over Saturday and Sunday. So I was hoping Monday would be a new day and we could look over things, but I'm guessing it's Saturday now because of what Crazy's saying, the girlfriend. But
Yeah.
I really wanted to know what you believe because you're a little bit touchy on believing just anything.
All right. So let me just finish. Okay. So let me see. So,
Okay. But I
um,
trust him.
all right. So he says he gets the service call. They were saying Saturday morning at 11. Okay. So he gets the service call for a battery. The battery died. So he gets there and he says that it ends up, he doesn't know at the time, but it's Kiely, right? And he gets there and he says that she looks very like distressed. She looks like she's had either a long night, possibly he thought she was hungover. And she starts asking these really bizarre questions, like saying really weird things to him, like things like, how do you put a seatbelt on? Can you show me how to put the seatbelt on? He even said that she was like saying if he could show her how to make sure it clicks in correctly, like just really strange things she was asking him. He said um, that she had said that she was there. They were there all night and they couldn't get the car to start. He does look at the car and check it and everything's working fine. Then he realizes that the car's been in neutral, and that's why it wasn't starting or going anywhere. So I'm just thinking in my head, like, wait, what? Like these questions she's asking, and then the car's in neutral. Like, what the fuck? Then he says that there was somebody else with her. There was a guy with her. Now I'm going to look at my notes for this. He says that the guy was wearing a black San Francisco ball cap. He had brown hair that stuck out on the sides a little bit, he says. He said that they both seemed uneasy. He says they both just seemed like they had a really rough, long night. He says this guy, he was a thinner built. He was wearing a white muscle shirt. He had freckles or acne. He said, I'm assuming he doesn't know. I mean, I feel like freckles, you can tell what it is, but he says he had freckles or acne, but it was on both sides of the cheek. And then he said, this guy, Nick, says that he is 6'3", and he says that this guy was a little bit shorter than him, which I was looking, and I know everybody thinks it's Jagger, and I was looking at the videos of, because Kiely was what, 5'7"? She was tall, right? She was 5'7", I believe.
Yeah, she was taller.
Yeah, and Jagger is tall too, because there's a video of her wearing like platform shoes, and he walks up to her and he's like her height. So Jagger is tall. So I didn't realize that until this, and then I started looking at things. But so he says that the guy is a little bit shorter than him. And then he says that he noticed that wherever this guy was, Kiely was not near him. So, and this is something that I thought was pretty interesting. He said that, let's say the guy was on one side of the car, Kiely would be on the other side. If that guy walked towards where Kiely would be, Kiely would move and then go to the other side. She did not want to be by him whatsoever, which to me sticks out. He even said when they were looking at the engine, he was in the middle. And instead of them being next to each other, it was like one on one side and the other on the other side, which is just really, when you think of all of it, is just really bizarre to me. He did say that that she had told him that her phone had died. So she had to use the guy's phone to place this call for roadside assistant, which I thought was interesting. Now, this guy also does say that he does on his truck, he has facial recognition cameras. So he does have cameras on around the truck, and it does pick up audio. So he says that he usually parks his vehicle where it's literally the camera would be facing whoever he's assisting to, because he says he does that for his own safety, which I think is important. So he says, yes, it would have caught whoever, their faces and all of that, and their voices and all of that, basically. So that's what he said. So real quick recap. She's being really strange and saying really strange things. She looks like she was hungover. They did ask, do you think she was on drugs? He just said she looked hungover. She looked like she had a long night, asking more questions like, can you put a seatbelt on? Can you show me how to put a seatbelt on? I mean, come on, you guys. Everybody knows how to put a seatbelt on. And then she didn't want to be near this guy. So I don't know. So what I think on this, and I've been really just, I've been talking to Scott about it, and Scott has his own theory with it. I just feel, and I'm still undecisive, does law enforcement have this footage of his car, like the camera and what it captured? Does law enforcement have it?
Scott Dubois said that that Jared implied that he's seen it.
So, see, that's where I'm a little confused about. Maybe when we watch it together in a little bit, we can better get an understanding, maybe. But I couldn't really understand if he was saying he's seen it or law enforcement seen it. Now, Jared did say that he did call when they did this interview with this guy, Nick, they did call law enforcement. And the agency, and remember, there was different agencies. So there was Placer and then Nevada, right? Nevada, yeah. So the agency that they end up calling to see about this tip, they didn't know anything about it. But then he was saying, well, you got to remember how many tips were put in. And they even said at a press conference, they haven't been able to vet through everything. So had law enforcement already had talked to him yet, or is that still waiting in the wind? That's one thing I'm like confused about, because I can't really answer what I really think of this until I know for a fact that law enforcement has looked at the video of who was actually there for that call. Because this is what I think. If this was Jagger there, because it sounds like Jagger, like, let's cut the bullshit. It sounds like it's like you couldn't describe the kid better. Like, this is just him. But then if law enforcement has the footage, and think about it, if this was Jagger, he said he wasn't near her or near the party on that day, but then you're going to have surveillance of him, camera of him with her that morning, and he's just walking around freely. I don't know. That just, yeah. And at the time she was missing before she was found. I mean, even now she's found. I just feel like there would be some movement on law enforcement's end, right? And then I feel like if they had that footage, wouldn't we get it from law enforcement like this was the last sighting of her instead of it being on the 5th? So I don't know. That's why I'm like, I need to know if law enforcement has seen it, because if they've seen it and they did not say this would have been the last sighting, then I'm wondering if in fact, like, was this even Saturday? You know what I mean? Or so I don't know. I have to hold off on it. What do you guys think in chat?
She doesn't care what you think. Crazy's on one right now.
Oh, hi, baby. Is that baby?
No, my 2-year-old is literally sitting here
Oh,
listening to you with her hands folded, like she's so interested.
hi. I thought that was the baby. I'm like, oh.
Don't talk to her; she'll get started.
Oh no, oh no. Let me see what people are saying. Let me scroll up. Amanda, let's see. Do you see what people are saying? I'm behind in chat. Um,
So somebody was saying that the tow truck driver was either lying or nervous, and I'm going with nervous. He seems really nervous to me, but I would be too.
yeah, I mean, I would be too. I mean, he's, for one, you're being recorded, and you got to think about it. When he's doing this, you know, I mean, you don't know if at this time that you don't know what's going to be the outcome of everything. And it seems like he even said, because he said he didn't even know about who Kiely was or anything until like a week later when he went to a coffee shop, and I guess he's seen flyers of her, and then he contacted law enforcement. Then he said after that it just got really crazy, he said. Um, but he said he didn't even know. But he does say that her behavior, this whole situation stuck out. It must have been really odd to see. Because, I mean, think about it. You're doing a service call, and then you have the girl saying, can you show me how to put a seatbelt on? And he said that she kept talking about that. Like, that's one thing she kept saying. And even she wanted him to show her how. So it would be
That
like,
is weird. That's so weird.
so this is what Scott thinks. And this is what Scott thinks. So Scott thinks that, and Scott, make sure I say it correctly. He thinks that how Kiely was saying, can you show me how to put the seatbelt on and all of that stuff, that she was trying to, it was like kind of a sign of help, trying to get this guy to take notice that she needed help in reality. Not that she just needed, like, who needs help putting on a seatbelt, but kind of like, help me in the situation. I don't know. What do
I'm
you
not
guys?
trying to throw out theories out there. I'm not one really big for conspiracy theories, but Scott Dubois was saying that there was a call that night to 911 with somebody pretending to call, like, asking for a pizza, and I feel like that's something like similar to what she was doing right there. If it was Kiely asking somebody to teach her how to put on a seatbelt, it would be that kind of same thing, or like the Stan thing in Gabby Petito's case.
Yeah. He helped someone, but he could be confused. Sarah thinks that he did help someone that day, but he can be confused. People were thinking that maybe this was Jagger and he was with somebody else, but I'm like, but then the vehicle too.
So he could be confused, but also don't forget that his camera footage would show the license plate.
Yeah, and that's one thing he did say, that Jared did say that the company, I guess, has it all put away. So they would have all of that. So again, if in fact this ends up being the Saturday of and it is Jagger, then I feel like we will soon learn about all of that, because that's something that law enforcement ain't going to be like just quiet on, I feel like. Or what do you think? Because I mean, if it is Jagger, how are we not going to, how is he just, walking around freely? Like, that makes no sense, you guys.
Don't say that. It's not Jagger.
Why are people, oh my gosh, Valerie told me the same thing.
I
She's like,
like him.
I will not believe it's Jagger. And I was like, why not? It could be anybody. I'm like, maybe it might be him. I don't know.
I'm trying not to laugh, but honestly, I don't think it's him.
Why? He seems like a sweet kid.
He loves her.
Mm. We all thought Brian Laundrie loved Gabby. Don't get me started. Let me see. Kat says maybe it was not her, so the last sighting is still accurate. I'm hoping law enforcement addresses this. I just hope they do, because with this, then it would change everything, obviously. But you guys, Jared did say that I took it as this guy, Nick, I guess, verified who this guy was. Like, you know what I mean? Like, didn't recognize him, but verified who he is. But they can't say who it is, but they know who it is.
I'm screaming internally. Like, I just tell us.
I was like, whoa, when he said that, I was like, and he's like, I'm not going to say, because he doesn't want to speculate and all this shit. But then it leaves all of us listening, like, we're going to speculate. And I'm like, dude, could he not describe this guy to be any more than Jagger? But then, you guys, you know what? Everybody right now.
Leave Jagger alone.
Okay, so this is Jagger right here, you guys. Jagger right here. We got to look at everything here. We just never know. I mean, because he said he hung out with her on Thursday, right?
To be honest with you, I don't know.
Maybe chat will remember. I think it was Thursday they hung out together. I believe they were in Reno, maybe in my mind, but I think it was Thursday. And then Friday she did during the day the creme brulee with her friend. And then
Mags.
Yeah. No, not Mags. She didn't do creme brulee with Mags. She did it with
Mags.
No, it was the girl that did the interview with Jagger with she has like reddish.
You're right.
Reddish hair. I think, who was that? Was that Kate? Was that Kate, you guys? Let us know in chat if that was Kate, the one that
I'm not credible right now.
I only have my notes in front of me that are for what we're going to talk about, because my other notes, I'm going to
Kate, they're saying it was Kate.
Okay, so Kate. All right, so, I mean, could he have described this guy any more than him? Look at him. He has San Francisco hat. He has the long brown hair. He is thin built, and Jagger is tall. He is tall. But the only thing that I don't see, and I've been looking at a lot of photos with him, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of photos, he doesn't have a bad complexion, what I've seen.
He doesn't, and he doesn't have a lot of freckles.
No, he doesn't. I don't think I've seen even like a little bit of acne with him. So that's what makes me wonder, like,
He actually has really nice skin.
He does have nice skin. And this guy said on both cheeks, he had either freckles on both cheeks or acne. But I feel like acne, you can tell when it's acne, but then this is a guy, so.
And then they're saying that the description is he has his hair tucked into his hat. This guy does not have tucked hair into his hat, ever.
Did he say his hair was tucked into his hat, or it stuck out a little bit on the side?
Several people are saying that a little bit of his hair was sticking out under the cap, and then so they matched the guy with the hat and hair. It was tucked into the sides.
They have a little clip of his interview on Twitter. What do you think? Should I play it or no?
That's on you.
What do you guys think in chat? I'd have to find it, but I seen it yesterday. Someone showed the part of the truck driver on Twitter.
Now they're saying stuck out, not tucked. So
stuck out. Yeah, stuck out. Yeah. Hey, Donna. He has moles on his face.
Everyone's encouraging you to be bad.
Let me see. Answer questions. Let me find it first. Hold on. I've seen it. I've seen it on Twitter.
Scott Dubois says he has nice skin on Instagram. Those apps make everybody beautiful. No, but a lot of guys aren't into those though.
I mean, I mean, maybe because I'm older, the guys my age, they don't do those. They don't do the filters. But I mean, he's young. Maybe he does. But even in the video he did where he's crying, he doesn't. And usually when you on Snapchat, I know Instagram, when you use a filter, it'll say on the top the filter you're using. But Snapchat, I don't think it says the filter. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can get it for you guys. So you guys better be saying yes, because I don't want no one coming in here like, oh my God, she's playing the video. It's on Twitter. Okay, we're going
We'll
on
just
Twitter.
block them.
Yeah. All right. And if you guys have not hit like yet, I'd appreciate if you could hit like, and if you like to subscribe, why not? Okay. How long is this? Is this the video? All right. Ooh, it's 4 minutes though, you guys. Should we watch it?
Poor Jagger fighting for his life in his comment section.
Hold on. Should we watch it? You guys, should we watch it? I need to get some yes in the comment section. Come on, if you guys want me to play, I will play it for you guys. I mean, it's not like we're listening when I'm not playing the whole. I know Jared was saying yesterday on Zab that he doesn't mind people talking about it, or even little clips, I think he said, but people are doing the whole thing. So we're not going to do the whole thing.
You
All
can
right.
play it and not show it.
Oh, like just let people listen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's do that. Maybe it'll be easier if I do it from my phone then. You're right. You're so smart.
Sometimes.
All right. I see people saying yes. Hey, True Crime with Shannon. How are you? All right. Let's go. Video.
Somebody's name in here is seriously? Question mark.
Where? Oh, yeah. I like that. All right. Hold on.
I'm going to change my name to True Crime and Nonsense.
I want to change my name too, but I don't know. I can't because it's been too long. Okay. Ready, guys? All right.
Vehicle. At the time, I didn't realize that this was a situation until later on, but...
Let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
You said you went to Boca.
Yes, sir.
So over near Boca Lake?
Yes, sir.
So not Prosser Lake, Prosser Creek Lake.
It's right by Crosser Creek.
Yeah, so just north. So you went to Boca.
Can you guys hear it okay?
A little louder.
A little louder. Hold on. Let me move the mic around. Hold on. All right. Well, this is the loudest it will go, but let's start over.
I got a call up in Truckee at Boca for a battery call, so pretty much that means that the vehicle can't start. So I went en route up there, found the vehicle. At the time, I didn't realize that this was a situation until later on, but...
Let me stop you right there. You said you went to Boca.
Yes, sir.
So over near Boca Lake?
Yes,
So
sir.
not Prosser Lake, Prosser Creek Lake.
It's right by Crosser Creek.
Yeah, so just north. So you went to Boca.
At first, when I went there, I realized after my test that, everything was working great on the vehicle. At that point in time, I did notice that, she was very hesitant and very skeptical on everything that was going on. She was asking me really weird questions, in the sense of, how do you put on your seatbelt correctly? And, okay, and she asked me to show her on how to connect it to, her actual belt. After that, she was stating on how she was...
See how he says immediately when he got there, how she was asking how to put the seatbelt in the belt. Really bizarre if you think about that.
What does that even mean?
Her vehicle started due to the fact that now we both realized it was in neutral. She was wearing a sweatshirt, so it looks like she has been there for quite a while.
What color was the sweatshirt?
It was a gray sweatshirt.
Gray sweatshirt. Was it dark gray or light gray?
It was light gray.
Okay, so I forgot to mention that too to you guys. She was wearing a light gray sweatshirt, he said.
I'm more stuck on the neutral story. That reminds me of something you used to read in 17 magazine. Like, oh, I got stuck in the drive-thru because my car was in neutral.
Well, think about that, you guys, because you have not just Kiely there, you have this guy there, and the guy didn't notice the car was in, how did two people not, and okay, I know a lot of people are thinking, well, she was on drugs, but I mean, I don't know. It just, how do they both not know she was in neutral? I don't know. And he drives. If this was Jagger drives, so I would think your car's not starting.
Could it be a reason to sabotage to call somebody for help?
Well, that's what Scott thinks. Scott thinks that that's what Kiely was doing. Scott thinks that she possibly was like, I need to go to the restroom or something like that, and she put it in neutral, and this guy didn't notice it or whatever, and she was like, I don't know what's going on. The car's not starting. And then her phone was dead though, but she had a charger in her car. See, this is the thing. And she was charging her phone all night practically with Sam, allegedly.
And she had a laptop, which is like an external charger.
Yeah. So it's just like, why was her phone dead?
What do you think about the Trulies in her car?
That's another thing. Are you going to be sharing that with your friend? Like,
I love Trulies.
I hate Trulies. Don't get me started. Okay, let me put play. They make me bloated.
Yeah. Also, there was a guy there that was with her at time being. He was wearing a black San Francisco flat top, ball cap, facing forwards. Brown hair was sticking out just a little bit on the sides. It was kind of like they were both kind of at unease is what it looked like for me, like as if either they had a crazy night or a crazy day, or there's something going on I couldn't know, and at the time I didn't realize what was going on. But other than that, he was a thinner built guy is the best way I could put it, with a bro tank, and it was a white bro tank. He had some freckles on his face, or maybe it was acne or whatnot, but it was on both sides of his face. He was also a little bit shorter than me, so I'm 6'3".
In hindsight, you're realizing all of this. When do you think that this took place? Was it before, during the day, after she disappeared?
To be honest with you, it's either right after she disappeared or right before she disappeared. But it was around noonish, 11 o'clock in the morning when I got out to her. During that period of time, after the period, I told her that I was going to leave.
So this picture right here is the one I was talking about with the height, because I don't know why, but I always thought Jagger was short. I don't know why I thought that, but I always thought he was. But we know Kiely was 5'7", right?
You're saying he has short guy energy?
No, he's saying that Nick, the guy doing the roadside assistant dude, he's 6'3", and he's saying the guy was just a little bit shorter than him. So I'm thinking this other guy was a pretty good size, because this dude is 6'3", and he said just a little bit shorter. And this is a photo of Jagger and Kylie's wearing freaking wedge shoes, and she's tall already. And look he's her size with her wedges on, so he's not a short kid. And I thought he was.
Those aren't wedges. Those are heels.
I call them wedges. Heels to me are like stilettos. That's no.
Okay. So Backyard Garden said, so if this was Saturday at 11 a.m., were people searching for her at that point? I don't think so, because her mom and her friend waited at 9 a.m. or they went to the Starbucks at 9 a.m. to wait for her.
Yeah.
By 11, I don't think they'd be looking for her just yet. Do you?
I think, okay, so they went to the Starbucks. And then Meg said that and Sam said this too, they went and they were driving back at the campsite where the party was, and they were driving. Meg said she was driving around that day for 12 hours. They were searching early on. So I think by 11, they were searching based off of what Sam and Megs have said. And then when did Mom actually place the police call, though? Does anyone remember that? Because then that's when law enforcement would get involved.
I'd be interested to hear the 911 call too.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I could put a request in. I won't get it, but it doesn't hurt to try. But at 11, though, I think the friends, they were searching. Who knows?
I hope you have a great day. Vehicle, I told her to keep it running for a couple of hours to obviously make sure everything's working good on the vehicle, charging system-wise. At that point in time, then I left, and then a week later is when I saw at a coffee shop that she was gone.
You saw this on a flyer or something?
Yeah, but then everything spiraled out of control, and I got in contact with the detective and tried to do everything I could, and then
So that's very important. He's saying a week later this is when he's seen her flyers in the coffee shop. But he said right here, he did contact law enforcement, the detective. So he spoke with somebody.
Saw you guys.
Now we know we probably have a tie to Boca. which was already on my radar. Do you know who placed the call to your roadside company?
So I can't get details. Calls don't go through me. They go through
dispatch. So you don't have. So when you were digitally dispatched, did you call them to say you were coming, or you just showed up?
I did call and nothing went through. It went straight to voicemail. Yeah.
Do you know if she had a phone on her at the time?
She did say that her phone was dead, and so she used whatever guy, whoever this was, she used his phone. So that.
Okay, so how do you take that then, Amanda? He's saying that the phone logs he doesn't keep. So maybe that's why he doesn't know the day for it, because he don't have access to look at all of that.
Yeah, I don't know. But to be completely honest with you, the fact that he didn't know the exact day made it more believable to me.
So because it's been a while now, right?
Right.
But I mean, I would have just asked my my employer though, like what day was I sent out for this call? Like I would want to know personally for myself. Like
very true.
I don't know. It just, that's the only thing that honestly, and I don't know how this all works with the system with, doing all that roadside, how they track everything. But I just thought, how is it that you don't, I would have just went to the employer and been like, what day was I out there for that one call? And then boom, it ended up being freaking a Friday or something. You know what I mean? We don't know, but I guess we're going with Saturday now.
DL super chatted you $4.99. It says records need to have missing area person flyers. He would have contacted police earlier than he did. That is so true. And also they said that Plunder put in a FOIA act for the 911 call and was denied already.
Wait, records need to have missing area person flyers. He would have contacted police earlier than he did. So what do you think then, DL? Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. What do you think, that his story is bogus, or what are you thinking?
No, he's DL is saying, like what we've been saying with Jolissa Fuentes, that we need to put flyers on tow truck drive and tow yards and stuff. Had they done that, he would have known sooner.
Yeah, because he said he didn't know for a whole week. And then he says that whenever if you've ever had I've had where I got a flat tire, they call you when they're like nearby. He's saying when he did call, it went straight to, but then how, that doesn't make sense. It went straight to voicemail, he's saying. And then he said her phone was dead, but then she used the guy's phone. So
maybe it died after she made the call to the tow truck?
No, because he just said that she used his phone to call. So,
but her number would still be under the account, no?
No, and that's one thing I'm like, okay, they can check to see what number call. Oh, couldn't he just look at his phone and see what number? Was it her phone, or do you get what I'm saying? Because it's just like clicking in my head right now. Wait, he just said that he called, but it was going straight to voicemail. And then he says, and then she told him that her phone was dead and that she used this dude's phone to call for this roadside assistant. So his phone was going straight to voicemail too? Maybe. I don't know.
No, they still call you back on the number from your account. So they would have called to her number. Even if she called from somebody else's number, they'd call her number back.
But why would they have her number?
Because it's her AAA account.
So this is a AAA guy?
I don't know.
No. I'm not. See, I don't know. This is something we're going to have to actually, I didn't even think of it until right now that we're listening to him again. Because if it was her AAA, I would get that. But if she just called roadside assistance, like when I got a flat, I started looking around it was like 3 a.m. So I had to look around to see who was open at that time. And then I just called. It wasn't through I don't have AAA. So
I only use AAA.
So now I'm wondering, was this her AAA service, or did she just call some random roadside assistant company and they came out? Because if it's just some random, they wouldn't have her phone on file. If her phone was dead and she used his phone, they would have his phone on file. But then again,
what she does, guys.
Do you guys get what I'm saying? Now I'm like, wait. Donna says, yes, it is AAA. Jared said in an interview last night. Mm, mm.
And I believe it was AAA too, because what everybody else is saying, they do subcontract out other companies. I have AAA. It happens all the time.
Okay, so then it would make sense then how he calls her phone them back. Then that would make sense then.
Crazy's like, where's the AAA receipt?
Let me see her insurance card. All right, let's get back to this. Hold on. Oh, wait, my phone. Hold on.
That's how she did get in contact.
What was you mentioned? Like she was asking funny questions and acting weird.
Granted, I at the time I didn't realize again that.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in the towing industry my whole life, so you see a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of weird stuff, and it's actually pretty normal.
Yeah.
You know, so I can see why at the time it's just a normal call.
She kept on going over that, like, how do you like, you know, secure your seatbelt that like firmly and like do it correctly, and that's when
she was asking this. Was the guy that she was with right
Oh,
there
listen to this part.
on the opposite side of the car,
so he could hear the conversation as well?
Every single time the guy would come over to us, she would go on to the other side, and it was just like a back and forth, like a tag team. Better to say, like one person would come over, she wouldn't stay near him, and then it would go vice versa. Or if we were at the front of the car going about the battery and talking about the battery, he was always on one side, she was on another. They were never close to each other.
She was uncomfortable. Yeah. That screams awkwardness and someone being uncomfortable. And when in that scenario, if he was there with her, he should have been right next to her. If not, dealing with you the entire time and not her. Did she seem high or?
See, what do you guys think about that? It's just she didn't want to be near him at all during that time. But then again, if this was Jagger, then what if they were just fighting and they didn't want to be near each other? You know what I mean? Like if you're fighting with your boyfriend or something, or your husband, and you're just in a bad mood, your car's not starting, you're trying to figure it out, and maybe you're both partied the night before, had a long night, you're all fucked up, recovering, hungover possibly. I'm speculating here.
That's a big mistake.
But, you know, like, why would you? Maybe they're just fighting and didn't want to be around each other at that moment. Or is this somebody else that's with her and she's trying to give this guy, the tow truck guy, some hints of like, help me. Maybe this is why she keeps saying, you know, can you help me with the seatbelt? Can you? Because I mean, come on, you guys, we all agree that is the most bizarre thing. Even if you're on drugs, it's just not making sense to me. I mean, the drugs at this party we're hearing were what? Shrooms, cocaine. I mean, cocaine doesn't make you act like that.
Shrooms are fine.
I mean, is it going to make you forget how to put a seatbelt on? He just said, she kept saying, this is the one thing she kept saying about the seatbelt was her thing.
It could totally make you ask how to put a seatbelt on.
What, shrooms?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Amanda's like, I know from experience. Let's see. What's this comment right here? I'm leaning more on it being some other dude. And you guys, I honestly, I don't think this is Jagger, to be honest with you. I really don't. I know it seems like it would be him, but when we look at everybody right now, young stages, because my daughter's 17, so, and then my boyfriend has a nephew, he's 17. They all have that shaggy long hair right now. Like that's the style. Like long hair is the thing for boys right now. And just look at this photo here. This is supposed to be the night of a party, right? Look at this kid. I thought this was Jagger at first. When I first seen this, I was like, ooh, motherfucker.
I remember that.
I thought it was him. I was like, oh, he's busted. This is him.
You just have it out for him.
I don't. He seems like a sweet kid, I guess.
I like him.
But look at this kid right here has long hair. He has a hat. Look at this dude, the one that everyone thinks is like some older creep. He has long hair. So, I mean, this guy that he's describing, just because he has long hair, I think what threw a lot of people off is probably when he said the San Francisco hat, because we've seen Jagger wearing that San Francisco hat.
Okay, but let's be honest here.
Everybody has that hat.
Everybody has that hat. I grew up in the Bay Area. I mean,
hi, baby. Yeah, everybody has that hat. In chat, how many guys, if you're from that area, How many guys have a San Francisco hat?
It's almost like a coming of age hat. Like everybody had one at one point. If you're from this area.
I mean, I only have LA hats, but how many people have that hat? Like, and then how he described him with the whole acne thing is really throwing me off, and why I don't think it's Jagger, because he all of on the videos, the photos, he has good skin in my opinion. He doesn't have any acne going on, and I feel like, you know, freckles look way different to me. I have freckles. They look way different to me than freaking acne. Like you can, to me, you can tell the difference. So I don't know. I think this was some other guy that.
So Scott Dubois says, Amanda and Crazy Crime Chick. You know who else seemed cute and not capable of killing someone? The Slender Man Killers and Skylar Niece's friends. First of all, Scott, the Slender Man Killers didn't kill her. She survived. But Skylar Niece's friends, I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that one too. Yeah. Well, and also think about it. These guys that we hear about that are RN girls at parties, roofing them at parties and doing all of that stuff, they're good looking guys. This is something that me and Carly were talking about. These guys are good looking.
Yeah, the good looking guys were always trouble where I was growing up.
They're not the creepy, scary kind of looking guy. No, they're the good looking, popular motherfuckers out there. Not all of them, but a lot of them, they're not like this scary guy. How many of you in chat think this is not Jagger that this truck driver is talking about, or roadside assistant guy is talking about?
Donna Enty says that Jagger put on Twitter that Kiely never rang AAA.
Yeah,
how would we know?
Yeah, how would he know that? I have that. Hold on. I seen that on Twitter. Hold on. How would he know that? I thought the same thing when I seen that. Like, how would you know? You guys aren't even, and then here's the thing, they're not even together. I was thinking maybe he just couldn't get the hint that she just wanted to be friends now. That's what I was actually thinking, but I don't know. Let me see if I can find that post.
Yeah, how would he know that?
I
know he wasn't there, Sarah Adams. I know. But
Mom.
I tried to put her back to bed, and then she got fancy and wanted to eat outside.
Let's see. Does anyone have that? Now I want to show you guys, and let me see where it's at. Let's see. Mom.
Valerie, she's trying to blame Jagger.
Okay, it's right here. I got it. Hold on. Okay. Wait. Yeah. All right. Mom.
She doesn't stop. She's like Stewie.
Who?
This one.
You guys hear my dog? He's in here. He's like, all right. All right, is that showing up on your end or not yet? Okay. And Jared lived, what, 4 hours away, I believe, right? 4 hours away in Napa, I think. Okay, is it clear on your guys' end? And then we'll listen to the rest of the audio.
She meant Jagger.
Jared. Did I say? Oh my God, you guys, make sure you correct me if I say Jagger or Jared. I've been confusing their names. All right. So this was earlier today. So it says, don't panic or anything, but I mean, he describes a guy exactly as you. Even said he had a black flat rimmed hat on with SF on it, brown hair that came out from under it, taller guy, shorter than 6'3", skinny, and had acne or moles on his face. But I don't see those on him. Anyways, and said he was with a chick who looked like Kiely, but couldn't say that it was definitely her. Wait, did he say was it definitely her? He didn't say that.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Didn't get it. Yeah, see, this is when I hate when. This is probably my biggest pet peeves, when people put shit out like it's a fact and it's not like a fact. You know what I mean? No, he never said that, but couldn't say if it was her death. She was wearing a light gray hoodie, only said that they seemed uneasy and asked a lot of suspicious questions. That she asked a lot of suspicious questions, actually. Don't panic or do anything that'll make it more suspicious by blocking your account. You have a solid alibi, right? So you're good. And then right here, you guys can see in the middle, this would be Jagger's response. And he says, yeah, well, she never even called roadside assistance. Why does he make it seem like he's responding to that day? Like if he was there?
Playing devil. I mean, okay.
But he says, I live 4 hours away, so I'm not really worried. Let people think what they think.
But you remember what they said as soon as he found out that Kiely was missing. What did he do? He rushed over there. So I mean, it's totally possible for him to commute back and forth.
Or was he already there?
Dun dun dun.
What proof do we really? We're going to either you believe this kid or you don't believe him. But honestly, we have seen nothing. And Scott was like, look at his location when he posts or anything, see if it pops up or any of that stuff. But I'm like, the kid don't post a lot on his actual Instagram, like with where I can see location. I can't find him on Snapchat. I've tried. I'm sure you follow him on Snap, but I can't find the kid on Snap.
Brown Skittle, where'd you hear that?
What?
Brown Skittle said, sounds like the cops have said it wasn't her.
It wasn't who? Oh.
Kiely.
Oh, it wasn't Kiely in for the roadside guy?
That's what they said. Yeah.
Where did you see that? I haven't seen anything. Mandy says, so didn't the roadside guy say it was a perfect match? He for the guy, Mandy. So when we get to that, when we listen to Zav's live, he for the guy, it was a perfect match. Which made, and he's like, and then Jared's like, I'm not gonna say who, but everybody in chat was like, already like it's Jagger, it's Jagger. But again, we don't know. Fact, the truth is seeping out bit by bit. I just feel something is off, not with the AAA, but with the boy and girl. With the whole story of it, yeah. Okay, let me finish playing this. Hold on. Okay.
Intoxicated, or
I thought that maybe she was either hungover or just had a really rough day. She looked distressed.
Oh, and that's all they played. So yeah, so he says that he doesn't know if she was like on drugs, but she looks like she was distressed and possibly hungover. Lisa says she thinks that it was Kate and Jagger. I'm seeing a lot of people are thinking it is Kate and Jagger that this roadside guy helped. She says, I don't want to think it's Jagger. I remember being that age and had a BF just like Jagger and that.
And that what?
I don't know. She didn't write the and that V. I don't know. She didn't finish. JDR says, I'm waiting for the police to say what they concluded. Yeah. And see, that's why with this, with the whole roadside assistant dude, I'm like, okay, they clearly have surveillance of this. They have footage of it, right? The company has it, right? So I just feel like if this, in fact, whoever this dude is, law enforcement knows who it is. So I'm just thinking, since we haven't really heard anything from law enforcement on this, I'm thinking the days are wrong. I do, because how is it going to be the day and then?
I don't know, but we have a good debate up in here, the comments. So Buttercup333 says, what if the girl wasn't Kiely, but pretended to be her and called AAA and Kiely was in the trunk? And then Stephanie Stewart says, do they not have to give a name for roadside assistance? Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. That's something I didn't even think about. Who has AAA? But I don't, Amanda, do you have to be there for it or no?
Yes. They ask you for your ID, but I mean, they're not like sitting there looking at your face and your ID to make sure it's you. They just, they just make sure that you have the corresponding ID. If they have your AAA card, they have your ID, right?
Well, if you think about it too, they don't look. I mean, she has reddish hair, but I mean, like light reddish, blondish hair, right? Kate. Huh. I didn't even think about that one.
Just doing May. Thank you.
Thank you for that super sticker. I appreciate you. How are you doing today, love? Huh. Carly, what do you think about that? That if she used and called, but then she wouldn't. But then again, why would Kate be saying that then? If they had her in the back seat, you would think they would want to get the car running and get the fuck out of there. You're not going to raise, suspicion by saying, "Can you show me how to put?" Unless she was scared too and wanted to get out of there. I don't know.
I don't know. I have questions.
Yeah, I don't know. That one, I'm just like, I don't know for that one because I feel like if you knew you had a body in the back of the vehicle and you had car trouble, why are you going to raise suspicion like this girl did, where it obviously raised enough. It was obviously a experience with this dude that he pulled over, I think, a little bit down and called his lady and said and told her about this. So, I
Scott
mean,
Dubois said earlier they have 2 more episodes coming out. I hope maybe they drop us some info or some proof.
well, the way I got it from Jared, is that they do have the 2, but I think based off of what comes out, I think from law enforcement, he says he has like they won't release 1 or something like that. At least that's what I got from it.
I have used AAA recently, and I had to show my ID most recently. There had been times before that I didn't, but I also moved a little bit more towards the ghetto, so maybe that's why. But I definitely had to show my ID to use it.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't know, but I mean, it's not like they look that much different, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? And then honestly, are they really looking like, oh, let me analyze this and I'll put it against you? You know what I mean? It's kind of like they probably just glance at it, you know? I don't know. But I don't know about that theory, you guys, just because you guys could talk about it in chat, but I'm having a hard time if I had a body in the friggin' back seat of the car and my car can't start, I'm not gonna raise suspicion. I'm just gonna like, can you fix it? What's going on with it? Okay, thank you, bye, and get the fuck out of there. I'm not gonna be like acting weird. I don't know. It just that one, I don't know. At first you guys got me, but now I'm like, no, I don't know.
What are you thinking now? Like accident wise versus foul play?
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I've 90% always thought foul play for sure. And I think Sam's involved, by the way.
I think I'm like 85.
And I know people are like, leave Sam alone. I think Sam's involved. I think Sam knows more.
Allegedly.
My opinion here. I think she knows more. And I think she is so adamant that she was the last person to see her and talk to her, have contact with her, because literally she's seen her go in the water. That's my opinion with it. That's the only statement, you guys, by Sam that has stood consistent from day 1 to the very end, is that she was the last person to have seen her and had contact with her, which when you think about her statements, that makes no sense when you just said she called you at 12:36 and you can hear the party going on in the background. So how can you say I was the last person to see her when technically she's still at the party? And how can you say that you were the last one to talk to her because she was at a party? You don't know who she was last talking to. Sam just seems like, no, I know, because again, allegedly, I take
That
it
always
as,
bothered me.
yeah.
That always bothered me. That she was like, I left her there, but I was still the last person to talk to her.
Yeah, and then she just said that she could hear the party. So that makes no sense to me. So, and that is the only statement by her that has not flinched. She never corrected herself as interviews went on. She never switched it. It was still
The 36 one too, she didn't take back.
No, never. And law enforcement never confirmed. They said they couldn't confirm when she was saying that she was the last person. In an article, it was saying, Ali was saying they could not confirm.
A bunch of people are saying battery issues all at the same time. What are you guys talking about?
Battery issues. How many times do girls color their hair? It depends. I personally sporadically would do mine, only touch up on the grays, but I don't. Why are you thinking for what's that relating to? Carly says, I don't think these kids are smart enough to get this all done, too calculated. Not really, if you think about it. If I'm not saying the whole everybody at this party is aware of it. I think personally it's Sam and one other person, to be honest with you. This is my opinion. We're going into theory talking, you guys. So my opinion here. I think that it is Sam knows and one other person who's a guy knows. I think it's only two people that are involved with this, to be honest with you. I don't think everybody knows. I feel like if more people knew, I feel like that it's too hard to keep a secret like that. Like this isn't a movie, you know what I mean? It isn't like I Know What You Did Last Summer or something. Like I just feel like it'd be too hard to keep more mouth shut. But two people, I think it's easier to
It's
keep
kind of funny. I thought of that movie too because that whole group of friends had to keep the secret the entire time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I do think, and this is something even after I watched Adventures with Purpose, I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, thinking it's just a guy. Somebody did something. Jagger did something." But no, I still think after watching that, I still think something happened at that party, and I think it was covered up. I think she was placed in the water. I don't believe she was too intoxicated and she just made the wrong turn. When you hear her grandpa say things like she knew the area, she knew the roads, like, yeah, she, was a new driver with her vehicle, but she wasn't new to driving. So I don't know. That's what I think. What do you think? You think accident?
I think accident was a complete total possibility. She was new to driving. Even if
But she would still know. He said that she would still, even though she got her license, everybody thinks, well, she just got her license and she just got that car. She's new to driving. But the way the grandpa made it seem like she wasn't. And she knew those roads, he says.
I like to put myself into these things, but I started driving at 15. I had a car from 14. So I drove from 14 to 15 kind of sporadically. And then at 15, I drove just everywhere. At 18, I got into an extremely bad car accident. You would think that at, 3-4 years of driving, I would be a better driver, but I wasn't by then. There's just, you're so distracted. We're so dumb. And, Kiely was impaired.
Yeah. I'm really, 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 really interested in knowing those results from her tox report.
I don't think we're going to find out. Her parents, for good reason, are probably going to withhold it. It's already become a circus. People, what's been being said.
Yeah.
They're not going to want to prove anything to anybody, and I don't think they're going to release it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, true. I was getting that feeling too. I don't think we're going to get it either.
So Allison Faye doesn't think she was inebriated at all.
See, I mean, how do we know? We're going based off of what Sam is saying. Basically, Sam said that they were drinking, the whole night, practically going back and forth to the car. She says she was intoxicated and that's why she got another ride, which makes no sense. I mean, you ask her to give you a ride in the vehicle and then you get out and separate, and you separate because you're going to go find another ride. That's how she said it.
I see her as a stoner. Whenever I see pictures of Kiely, she has the very glazed over, happy-go-lucky look in her eyes, like she's the most relaxed you've ever seen anybody. And I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm pretty sure that on top of probably drinking, she was probably smoking. That's another reason for sitting in the car. You don't just sit in the car to drink. You probably could sit in there to smoke.
Or do coke.
No, nobody does coke anymore.
Well, if you believe that out there, that everybody was having coke out there, it was a coke fest.
They do Adderall, not coke.
Remember, I don't think you were here, but one of my Aztec girl in the chat was like 40% off Coke. I was like, what? But she was talking about the drink. I was like, what? All right, you guys. So this is, someone asked, Amanda, remember how you said the truly in the car?
It's right there.
Yeah, so this someone had asked what's a Truly. So do you want to tell them what's a Truly? But you can see it right here.
It's a seltzer drink, but it has alcohol in it. And I think this one is a bigger one, and it might be stronger too. I
Do you
haven't
know
had
the
the black one yet.
do you know the percent in those?
Not off the top of my head. It's a lot though. They get me buzzed.
Let's see but why
Okay,
would you
maybe not a lot. 5%, same as a Budweiser. But
I'm
yeah,
thinking like 5% in those drinks, right?
I'm lightweight.
But remember, she says they can. Well, I mean, maybe this is what they were drinking. I don't know. I don't know. Why would you be sharing this, drinking out of this? She said they were drinking out of the same cup. I don't know.
It makes sense that she had these in her car because they're kind of expensive. You don't want to share them with people, and they don't just stock these in at the party. And I don't know if you saw that the previous parties they had like a booth where you would buy stuff, so they sold them the alcohol there.
Yeah, I see. Was that an actual photo from that night, though? I was wondering.
No.
People are showing stuff and videos, and it's not even from the party. It's like from somewhere else or some shit.
The person who I saw post that picture, they were very responsible, and across that picture they put not the same night. So
Okay.
yeah.
But people still switch it. Okay, so Allison said just because it's in her car, it doesn't mean she was drinking. Yeah, we really don't have any proof, you guys, that she was drinking. This is going based off of what really Sam said. Did anybody else say besides, Ronnie, the tipster guy that called in and said his cousins were there and I think he was there? But has anybody else said that she was like drinking? They seen her drinking? No, not that I can recall. So, I mean, we don't know. We don't know. But I mean, 16 at a party.
Hey, so Verna K, busy mom of 7, asked if we had seen her video, and it looks like 23 hours ago she uploaded a 5-minute video of the night drive at Prosser. If you want to check that out.
Verna, you did. Hi, Verna. How are you? Verna's she actually she's the one who did the video of the drive during the day, which I thought was one of the best videos that we've seen. Verna, what's your channel name? It's on your channel. What is your name
I'm
on
linking
there?
it right now.
Okay, so we can look at that. So while she's doing that, let's look at these photos. So
it's linked right now. Her name is Verna K, busy mom of 7, and it pops right up actually.
Okay, give me a second. I'll click it right now. So this would be, let me see. Let me show you guys. Okay, so I just want to show you guys these photos really quick, and then we'll watch that. Let me get that off the screen.
The baby fell asleep.
Aww.
Oh yeah, and Be Real reminded us again that it is Kiely's birthday. For the people that just came in, didn't know, she's forever 16, but she would have been 17 today.
Yeah. And I did make a little video for her in the beginning. Okay, so this would be the driver's front side. So I just took screenshots and I just want to show them to you guys because I don't know about you guys, but I was probably I wanted to know everything about the vehicle, what it looked like when they actually went into the water. So this is the driver's front window. You can see it was not broken. And then this would be the rear mirror, also intact, not broken. Because in the photo how it's broken. So I'm guessing this just broke when they did the turn of the vehicle. Because when they first go down, it's fine. Now this would be the driver's back window, half down. And again, if she was in the...
Does that look dirty to you right there?
Where?
Right there, where your cursor is?
Well, it could... What do you mean dirty? It could be like from the water though.
Yeah, I guess so.
You can see in the actual footage, you can see the little fishes swimming in here. It's kind of like creepy to watch, to be honest with you. But the backside window was half down. I don't know. I'm just thinking half down. Why not swim out of there? She's small. She's thin. She's really, really thin. I don't know.
If you're pushing a car, you'd need the window down to get a good grip on it.
Unless you used a vehicle.
Unless you bumped it with a vehicle, yeah.
Unless you used a vehicle. Which one is this? So this would be the passenger side. This is where he says that this is when he identifies that there is remains in the car. This would be the front. I mean, the passenger. So this is the passenger, and this is when he says passenger window is broken out. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? You think it could have been from impact when it hit the ground? I don't know, because and here's the thing why I'm just like, I don't know, it's strange to me because I'm going based off, I don't know anything about this, right? So I just been watching a lot of Adventures with Purpose shit. And then when they say that, you know, this is all strange, and then when they say how the window is you know, broken out, the other one is down, she's not in the front seat. It's just, and if they're saying it's strange, it makes me really like, fuck. How did this get broken out?
So Boo Sheet says maybe the pressure from the water rushing in pushed her to the hatch. So I thought about that, right? And I'm not a professional, but I imagine like that back window would have to be open for her to get sucked that way. But I think if she did get back there, it was just over time of her being in the car, and then some type of decomposition would make her settle to the highest part. I don't know.
Because she was all the way. Like the back seat, I kind of feel like, okay, but she was all the way. And I'm like, but right here, he does say the passenger window is broken out. So passenger window broken out. Front window was intact, but we see the photo where it's broken. So, and then the rear mirror is also broken, but I believe that has to be obviously from when they turn that around.
Sarah Adams, that is true. Bodies found in water bloat because of gases, and she would eventually float. But we also have to take in consideration the temperature of the water around the time that Kiely went in, because it could be cold enough to where she wouldn't decompose. It would be like refrigeration.
I thought I had a photo in here. Okay, so right here you can see, I thought I had a photo of what her car would look like. So this got damaged from when they flipped it, because I know a lot of people were wondering. So it looks like it got damaged from when they flipped it. Okay, let's watch the road. Vera, do you want to come up? I could drop the link for you, maybe, so you can
dictate.
Yeah, dictate it. Where's the link at, Amanda? Can you drop it again, Amanda? Sorry. I'm like behind in chat and it's going to take me forever.
So Carly Armstrong says, I could be right because Carson said she was still recognizable.
Oh, wait, I can't click it from here. Oh, I'm going to have to go to YouTube. Hold on. Give me a second. And it's just her name, right? I think I'm subbed to her, actually. Vera. What's the name on there, Amanda? I can't see it right now.
Vera. Hold on one second.
Vera.
It's Vera. Oh, I'm sorry, Verna. Verna K. Verna. Busy mom of 7.
Verna. K. So is it Verna?
V as in Victor.
Yeah, V as in Victor, Erna. And then busy mom?
K, busy mom of 7.
Okay. Busy mom.
It popped right up for me. I didn't even have to search channels.
I found her. Okay, hold on. All right.
Ruling what out?
Let me stop sharing that. And then, I don't know, did she want to come up? I didn't see what she said. It's so quiet in my house. I could hear the fish tank. So I just love it when they're in school because it's like so quiet.
She's bragging.
Oh God, it's quiet in your house. Your baby is asleep.
I know, but you're bragging still because you told me the other day you're like, I like having my mornings to myself.
I do during summer. Oh, okay.
Meanwhile,
So
literally
okay,
juggling 2 kids.
let me invite Verna. So here's the link, Verna.
I'm gonna be right back after we get my charger.
Okay. Okay. There it is for you. And then which video do you want me to click on? Let's see. No, thank you. So it's Verna, right? Verna? Am I saying it correctly? Verna. Changing my mind. It was an accident. Oh, Verna, you might think it's an accident. Let's see. She said she uploaded it today. Oh, the night one. This one right here. I think she's talking about. Let me click this. And then we'll wait till she gets up here. And then we can watch it together. Okay. Let me add her. Okay. Okay.
All right, guys.
Verna, can you hear us? Let's see.
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. So am I saying your name correct, Verna, or is it?
Yep, you got it.
Verna. Okay. How are you doing today?
My mind is blown and I'm so confused.
So are you still thinking accident, or are you going with you don't know anymore?
So I did this night drive that you see the night before Adventures with Purpose released the video yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was standing by the water and couldn't see it. It's so clear that it could have been an accident. And now when Jared popped up and was saying all that stuff, totally changed my mind.
So this was at what time that you did this recording?
It was actually still kind of light. It was like 8:30 last night before, sorry.
Do you
So it was
say,
still,
you know, when you did the first one, how you let us know, like, this is where you would turn left and then you went right?
yeah,
you,
yeah. I could tell you right now while we're watching it.
okay, so I'm going to
I'm
mute
back.
the actual video, so we'll let you narrate it, okay?
All right,
let
so
me
I
start.
started at the sanctuary.
Okay, so this is the beginning of it.
I started at the sanctuary and my son decided to put a tree limb in the road, but that's all I was saying there. And it was still the sun was still setting. It wasn't like bright or anything, but it still had some sunlight. You know, it was going down. So it was still brighter than it would have been that night.
That's bad terrain.
That's dark.
Yeah, I bottomed out like 3 times on that road. There's like 3 different areas where your car scrapes if you have a car.
It's bumpy too, the road, huh?
I brought my car on purpose. Oh yeah, you can't go very fast. And if you guys see on the sides, you can only see like the immediate trees, you know?
Yeah, you'll knock out
And
your radiator.
Yeah.
and you're yeah. And you're concentrating on the the road in front of you because it's got big like tree roots and it's pretty bad. And
See, look, at there's a bump
the
right
thing
there.
is if she was impaired, she wouldn't really, I mean, you could hit a tree, but if you went off the road because you're swerving, you can get right back on. You're not going to get stuck or anything.
That road is pretty rough, looking at it.
Yeah, you can't go more than 7. I was going as fast as I could. I was trying to time it.
What was the time you got to get there to the water?
The video was exactly 5 minutes.
5 minutes? And you're driving at
Yeah.
what, 7?
About 5 to 7, depending on where, And right at the end, I sped up because it's flat.
See, if she would have been so intoxicated, I feel like it would have been, she could have easily just crashed on the side, like went on the side, then getting all
Yeah,
the
but
way.
you wouldn't get stuck.
You wouldn't get stuck, or you would get stuck?
No, you would not, because there's sagebrush. I mean, you could hit a tree, yes, but if she just swerved off and hit sagebrush. So this is where I turned right, I believe. I don't
I'm
know.
just gonna say
Don't
the
quote me.
obvious. I don't think she knew she was crashing until she crashed. I think she went into the water just the moment she knew she was going in the moment she went in.
I want to see
Yeah, and
I want to see if it shows where she gets to that one point where you either go left. I want to see what it looks like in the dark, because during the day,
yeah, I think we just. Sorry, I think we just passed it, but I can't tell. Hold on, let me keep watching.
When you can see, oh, I think it's right here. It is. It's right there. It's right there. Ah.
Yeah. So if you were hugging the right-hand side, it'd be very easy to just think it's part of the road.
See, so right here, there's no signs, right, which I think there should be signs right there. I don't know. I just think there should be something like letting you know if you go right, you're going towards the water or something. But there's nothing indicating that if you go right, there's the water. But so right here is where if she was going home, she would have went left. But if you go right, it takes you straight into that water. Which, I mean,
well, kind of. There's another tree, and you've got to either go right or left too.
Let's see. So she goes right.
It's up here. See the light there? Just a little bit light still. So the road gets wider. Still pretty bumpy.
Yeah, I can see.
So we'll see another tree just like the one we just saw. It's kind of a fork in the road too, coming up. And you can actually in the daytime see the water now very easily.
By this point, you'd be able to see the water during the day, but at night, I can't see nothing.
Yeah. Right. Even when you're standing next to it.
Sorry.
Oh, you could have turned.
I think. Yeah. So the road actually is very washed out. So this gets flat right after this big bump, and it opens up a lot. And there's an area right before the paved road that does that too. So it almost looks like the other end when you're going the right way.
So you know how right now you could have went right. Where does that lead you?
Around the other side to the shore of the lake.
Is there like another perfect road or no?
No, it's very washed out. I don't think a car could make it.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, if you guys see, my headlights are so far above the water. Most of the time, all you can really see are the trees that are further along, and it looks like the road keeps going. So right here, we got water everywhere.
Really? Wow.
On 3 sides.
So you're right at the point of where the water would be if you go any lower, right?
Well, no, I'm about to go off the hill right here.
Okay.
So yeah, if I would have gone where that sagebrush is, I would have gone down the hill. The car wouldn't have been able to stop, more than likely. And you can't turn around because you'd be sideways. It's very steep. And then you can't back up. So you're almost out of luck.
So with everything that you've heard, what are you leaning towards? Do you think she just was intoxicated and she made the wrong turn and went down that and in the water, or are you thinking something else now?
Well, I was on the panel when Jared popped up. So I asked him a few questions, and he kind of hinted to a lot of things. And But she was definitely, I mean, he made it very clear she was definitely in the backpack, and that it would be very hard, if not impossible, for you to get back there. And that it only took, since 2 windows were open, it only took about 20 to 30 seconds before it sank. So she
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
have had
think.
time to even get in there.
Wow, that's just okay. Do you want to stay on panel? You could if you want. We're gonna watch the interview Jared did right now. You're more than welcome to stay up here with us.
Sure, yeah, because there was something I want to ask everybody what they think after.
Okay, let me stop sharing this one and then let's watch the one that Jared did. Okay. And thank you for doing that footage. I've been wanting to play the day one that you did, because the day one, you really get a good look of how that left turn really just sharp. It's just, or the right turn. You just don't know which way she would have went. And that video, when I watched it, it did make me question, like, and I think I sent it to Scott and I was like, was this an accident? But then I don't know.
I know. So the best part is the end, where it shows how steep it is. Because right at the end of that daytime video, I look up and see my car, and it shows the steepness. That was the whole point, was to show how steep that hill is.
Okay, let me share my screen.
Some people were trying to tell me it wasn't steep. I was like, no, that looks pretty steep to me.
It's very steep, yeah. I mean, technically you could have pushed a car off and it would go in. That's about the only place there that could be done.
I call BS. Do you want to come on panel, or I'm not sure what let me see what she says.
So see me in the top right up there?
Where? Right here?
Yeah. I was on the panel when he popped up.
All right. Do you want to keep your camera on or turn it off? I call BS.
I'm actually going to pop crazy. Little guy just woke up.
Okay. Thank you for being here with me.
No problem. You guys have a good day. And don't forget to like, if you haven't subscribe, and tip your host.
Thank you, Amanda.
You too.
All right, so let's push. All right, let me add, I call BS to the stream. All right, let's watch this. So I'm going to mute everybody right now, and then when I stop it, we could just give our input to everybody. So let's see. Let's start this. I included this part right here so you guys can see the wheels, because he does talk about neutral, the car being in neutral during this.
As far as the different depths for what you guys were talking about, 10 feet versus 14 feet, at the back of the vehicle versus the front of the vehicle, you are on a hillside, so you can get different readings there, as well as on sonar, as it's hitting different portions of the car as the car is slanted. So some portions of it, at ground level is going to be 14 feet at the lower portion, whereas 10 feet, as you're coming up the hillside. And then when you're directly over the vehicle, now it's going to pick up that distance of, it's 5-6 feet. So now you're only going to get a reading of, 7 feet, 7 to 10 feet or so. So you will see different readings on the sonar as we're going over it. There's a lot more that we have cut out of the video. If certain things do happen, I'll just announce it right here. We have 2 other videos to be released if certain things do take place. And it's just going to be a whole, nobody knew this footage even existed from the tow truck driver, but we have the full uncut, raw, complete interview with him, as well as his girlfriend, who is a nurse. They are credible, stand-up people. They tracked us down. It was, the rolling billboard of AWP, and just seeing us pulling off of the interstate at Best Buy that first night that we got in town. We didn't track them down. It was just they saw us, just a chance encounter, and they tracked us down, and we had the interview with them. Wow. Which is why we ended up over there at Boca instead of over at Prosser to begin with. Had we ended up on Prosser based upon our normal search and the way that we do things of where were they last seen, what was last cell phone ping, we would have been right there, and we would have, on day 1 versus day 2. So,
Jared, are you saying that the reason that you went?
Let me answer this comment really quick. So, Boo, hey, Boo, what's up? Says, how did AWP even know about the tow truck driver? Well, that's what he's just explaining, is that pretty much the tow truck pretty much seen them and then flagged them down is what I'm getting. And that's how, yeah. So the tow truck guy, I guess, he says he was a fan of theirs, and he seen them, flagged them down, and then shared what he knew with them. And that's why he went to Boca. That's why they started at Boca instead of at Prosser, which I thought, what the hell?
What'd you just say? Did you just say that they're a fan of his? They were a fan of his?
Yeah, that's what he said in the interview.
Did he really?
A fan of his, yeah.
See, this is what I called in for, because I missed the whole tow truck driver thing. I'm really messed up about that. This tow truck driver thing is weird. Yeah. It just makes everything more weird to me, and it just throws another wrench in this whole circus. Like, what? I don't even know what to say about this. It's just unbelievable. So now all of a sudden, there's a tow truck driver.
Yes, there's a there's a yeah. Okay. But they believe he's credible. They say he's credible, that, so let's listen to what he has to say. Hold on, let's listen.
Went to Boca first is because of the tow truck guy, or
because we always go off of last known location, and so we have no doubt in trusting him because of his presence, his girlfriend, and the same story was told 3 times. It was it was from memory. It wasn't like I'm making this up on the spot. And so very credible, which gives us a new last known location.
Oh my gosh.
In this as well. And I don't know, I can't remember if we showed it on video or not, but we did make an immediate phone call to the detectives as well to verify this. Now, the thing is that you have multiple, people taking these tips, from 2 different counties and 18 different agencies. And so while the detective that we made contact with immediately on the spot, while Nick, the tow truck driver, is there with us that night, that detective that we spoke to had never heard this, this confession, this story before. But that doesn't mean that it wasn't recorded somewhere else. Remember, what was there, like 1,500 or 2,000 tips that came in, and they have to filter through all of them. So
exactly,
so we cannot sit here and say, well, this is completely made up story, and who is this guy just out of the blue, and there's going to be so many, conspiracy theories, as as to this. Coming back to the car and floating, and if somebody's involved or not. Like I said, if somebody is, we have the entire interview, which will just be like, you're going to be blown away with that one, as well as the full interaction with Dad and Grandpa, right there at Lakeside, versus what we cut down. We hope it's not true. We hope there's nothing more than accident, but we don't know. At this point, we're all speculating as to what's presented before us right now. In questioning whether, now that it's out, and you see that Nick in the video that we put out to members today, we can now confirm, we can put it out there publicly. Yes, she was in the back of the car. Now, the question that my wife came to me is, for me, the back is the back, but my wife, said, what part of the back? Well, she wasn't in the back seat. She was in the back. Okay. Yeah. And so now when you
So I put this image on there because I got it from the 2013, her car, what it would look like. So people thought she was in, when he said the back seat, people, I guess, thought she was back here, but he's saying no, she was in the back. So she was right here, you guys. And what are your thoughts on that? I don't know. Talk to me.
I think that she could have very well have possibly floated into the hatch after it turned over and did the turtle roll.
I think she was in there before the car went down, but that's just my opinion.
No,
I
think
think
the
she
same
was in the
thing.
back seat and she floated to the hatch.
Well, we could talk about this after the video. That's what I wanted to ask you guys, what you thought. I have a question about this.
I mean, my theory, I thought that she was in the either place, she was in this back seat here and she just floated to the back, or she was here and that's why she got here. But I'm going to play what Jared says though a little bit more, because it seems like being back here is just even more suspicious based off of what he says. Watch,
Exactly.
listen.
Absolutely.
Start breaking this down again, just speculation. Even though she is a small gal, you only have so much space.
A little space.
You also have that this car is not sinking in the same way that a car with the windows up are going to sink, which would be a 2 to 10 minute float, and then the car, drops down. You have plenty of, air in there that's going to give you time to think about how you're going to escape with putting windows down versus a window that is down, which now you have nothing trapping the air, which means the vehicle is going to go under much quicker and not.
What's the time? Jared,
by the way, that's
us?
a really cool video you put out.
So if the windows are down, she's going to go under faster. He's going to say 20 to 30 seconds. Now, if the windows are up, she has a 2 to 10 minute window where the car would float. So again, think about that. Think about that, you guys. So
I'm getting chills.
If I'm going to speculate, if somebody put her in the water, put the vehicle in the water, put her in the water, it would make sense that the window would be down, to me, in my opinion, because it's going to sink. Now that it sinks faster,
yep,
the window is down, the back window is down. If this was an accident and the back window's down, why? And obviously she didn't have a seatbelt on because she's in. That's a very important thing to know. She obviously didn't have a seatbelt on because if she did, she'd be in the front seat, the driver's seat. But clearly she didn't have one. So it wasn't like she got stuck and was like, shit, I can't get my seatbelt off. There is no seatbelt on. So she hits the water. Think about it. If this is an accident, you guys, she hits the water, right? What are you going to do? You're going to get out of there. So she has no seatbelt. She's trying to get out. The back window is open. I don't understand why she didn't get out that back window.
And the passenger window.
Thank you. Good point.
So
that's
the thing that got me is
very important.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, the thing that got me is a guy called in and said he was in an accident like this. The car flipped and he floated to the floorboard. So if you think about it, if the car's flipped over, she's not going to float through that area. She's going to float to that back seat.
Like if
the car's upside down.
If she was
because of gravity, yeah. So if she was trying to get back there and the car's upside down, she would have had to swim down against her body being buoyant and get into the back there.
Yeah. See, I don't know. It's just, and keep in mind, if this was an accident going in the water, she would have been up, right? Like, so she has no seatbelt on, you guys. No seatbelt.
Okay, can I ask a question about the tow truck driver then? So he came to the scene for a battery issue?
Yes. So he got a call it was a battery issue, what the call was placed in. But when he gets there, does an assessment of the vehicle is working fine, and soon realized that the car was in neutral. That was the problem.
Huh. What day was that?
Excuse me. He doesn't really remember. He said it could have been Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. He looked at his GPS on his phone to see where he was, and he said he was more further in Boca on Saturday and Sunday. So he said it was between those 2 days. But then Jared here is going to say it right now in a little bit, where he says that his this tow truck guy, after he leaves this, it was such a weird interaction. He literally pulled over down the road, called his girlfriend and told her about it. And the girlfriend remembers the day because she said it was her dad's birthday, and she said it was Saturday
Saturday.
11 a.m. Yeah, is what they're going with.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, let me push play.
That shows people how to get out of cars, bro. I watched that, and dude, I will never forget that knowledge.
It's very helpful. I agree.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
20 to 30 seconds. You know, if the windows are open,
Wow.
the car does not have long, so you don't have much time to react at all. You're not going to get doors open. You know, the moment you end up with 4 inches of water pressure against the door, that door is not coming open.
Don't you have to wait till it sets all the way on the bottom and actually sets before you open the door?
Yeah, the entire vehicle has to be full of water, and that, and now you have to hold your breath for, you have to be able to be in the very top corner, taking that last breath, hold your breath for 2 minutes. Dude, listen, I can only hold my breath for 20 seconds. So
right,
for me, and
I want to just say for the comment, they rescued 24 people. Hi, Charlie. So kind of like shrugging, they kind of have an idea of where people would float. So grows more. Yeah. See, and that's the thing too, that I'm just thinking, I'm going based. They're the professionals. They deal with this. I don't know. I've never done this before. So if he's stating, and even the diver, Nick, there's the audio, he's captured saying it. She was not in the driver's seat. She was in the back. And he even says, this is suspicious. It looks suspicious. He says, I believe his wording was suspicious. So if you have these professionals who do this for a living saying that how she's in the back, all the way in the back, how this looks suspicious, that makes me really think like, this must be suspicious then, because you have them professionals saying it.
Yeah, definitely. And the way he said, I heard the call or whatever, the voice recording of him diving after he gets out, and he's like, somebody needs to call authorities. Or no, he says, call the authorities.
Yeah, because he says it's suspicious is what I think they have it on Twitter too. But yeah, he's saying because how she wasn't in the front seat and she's all the way in the back, he's like, call authorities, because I mean, these are professionals, you guys. I'm going based off of what they are saying.
Yeah.
I relied on waiting for a car to completely fill with water and escape. I would not make not make it out.
Mm-hmm. We got a lot of that, Jared, yesterday when we played some videos, and one of the things was wait till the water for the buoyancy level, and everyone's like, no, AWP says do not do that. Don't wait. Don't wait.
Well, same thing with the headrest. How many headrests don't even come off, or what if the top of the car is smashed, or we've even taken the headrest and tried to the headrest, as well as another tip is grab your visor and break it off. Well, first of all, it's really difficult to get the visor off. We showed it in one of the videos, as well as using it and just trying to get out the window. Don't rely on that. I mean, you do need to get yourself, an emergency, window breaker.
And would you be able to comment on like the verification of the tow truck driver dash cam at all?
So the footage of that one was locked up by his company. And so the moment that it was made known that this might be a part of something, they just locked it down. He does not, because it's not his company. It wasn't his. He doesn't own the truck. It's now in the database cloud somewhere. But everybody is aware of that, and the law enforcement is following up on that.
So law enforcement is following up on that. So like he says, it's in a database. I guess this guy doesn't know the day, because he doesn't have access to all of those records. He doesn't deal with that. So I'm getting that's why he doesn't know the day. But then again, for myself, I just feel like I would have been like, hey, after finding out that she was missing, I would have been like, hey, do you have when I did that call, like the day of it? You know what I mean? Like, for my own sake. It's just weird that he does. I don't know. Maybe it's nothing. But to me, I do think it's weird that he doesn't even know the exact day. That bothers me. Because you can easily went back and be like, hey, what day was that? Why wouldn't they give it? Oh, X, Y, and Z.
Well, they have to do their invoices for that company.
But again, they do have cameras around his truck, so that's very important. So they do have cameras, and it's face recognition, and they also have where it records sound. So they have all of that. So law enforcement is going to have all of that. So keep that in mind when we're trying to figure out who is this guy that was with Kiely this day. And in fact, was it in fact Kiely this day? Is it even really her that we're talking about right now? We don't know yet.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I don't know. We're going based off what this guy says is all we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me play it. Hold on.
So we do not have it. He does not have it.
Okay, so
but what I
they
can
need a warrant to get it.
What I can say and touch on this is that, and this will be in our full released unedited interview if it goes this direction. But let me just say it here, is that Nick thought that this was so odd that once he was done with the call, he pulled down the road, pulled over, called his girlfriend, who, and he told her what had happened. So this is where we now have her story, and she was there as well, that you didn't see her on camera at that moment in time, but we do have her on camera as well, that she collaborates his story as to he was there and how odd this was. And she remembers the day because it was her dad's birthday, so she does not forget that it was Saturday.
Oh my God.
Can you give us more description of the guy?
Now,
so what do you guys think about that?
Wow.
I'm only laughing because Bree, you make a really good point. She says all he said his girlfriend, he called his girlfriend immediately after because the situation was weird to him. So why couldn't he have just checked his personal cell call log to verify that time and date? Well, then again, I guess you got to think about this though. Going forward, when he did realize it was a week later.
Oh, yeah, and he probably calls her all the time.
Yeah, but then again, if you think about it, you could go through your phone log and it will give you the day. So either say, well, mine will say yesterday, and then after that, I'll start giving you the date. So you can easily just go back to Saturday and see what times you called her. So did you call her at 11:30? Was it Saturday? Unless, you know what I mean? So actually, you could go back and verify that pretty easily, I think. Go back to Saturday, look at your log, unless he deletes them. I don't know.
Well, Jared made it sound like the guy was kind of putting all these pieces together while he was talking to them. So he might not have even thought to look at his call log because he might not have thought a whole lot of it.
And then if you think about it too, since we now know that this truck driver actually seen Adventures with Purpose and flagged them down, so he probably didn't have it already, but he already talked to law enforcement though. You would think he would have had that by now because he said he realized a week later she was missing from flyers and he immediately contacted detectives and spoke with them. And then he said after that, it got all kind of crazy. So wouldn't he have given that to law enforcement? I don't know. It's just these little things are just, I'm not saying he's lying. I'm not saying he's lying at all. I'm just saying, I think part of me thinks he might just be mistake. There's some mistake going on here. That's just personally what I feel. I feel like either the day is off here, and I really do hope that if this is in fact her and law enforcement is looking into all of that, that we will learn that information. Because think about it. If this was Saturday morning at 11 and it is Jagger or whoever this guy is, then guess what? He was with her after she went missing. So, and
that's what my point is. I think that car didn't go in that night that they're saying. I think that they waited another day or two to discard the car.
Yep, true. I agree. After the police searched.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. I can see that totally possible right there. Good point.
Yeah. Because now this is, I don't know, there's something real fishy about this tow truck coming and the guy being weirded out and the kids being awkward, and it's just weird.
So Boo says, if that date is off and it is Jagger, then why don't Jagger just say, yes, that was us?
Right.
True.
He was actually texted yesterday and asked about it. And he said he didn't say he wasn't with Kylie. He said Kylie never called a tow truck. That's
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah,
That is really creepy.
No, I showed that earlier. Yeah, he does say that. He says she what is it?
Oh my God.
Never call, or she didn't call, or what did he say? Exact wording was it? And I showed that in the beginning too, where he does say
I
that.
think it was there was no tow truck, bro, or something like that. Yeah, but he mentioned Kylie.
And he did hang out with Kylie on that Thursday, right?
Oh.
Do you guys remember that? Anybody? Jagger was 4 hours away. Well, that's what he says, Sarah. But I mean, honestly, we don't have any real proof of that. Does law enforcement have proof of it? I would hope so. I would hope they would ask the ex-boyfriend questions and bring him in and question him. I mean, I would hope so. But as for us, we don't know if he was really 4 hours away. Why do we believe that? Because he said it, because Sam said it, but we don't really know.
Well, there was some videos on his TikTok on the 5th that day, and he was driving around in his car and making TikTok videos.
On the 5th? See,
on the 5th.
Way to see location from that?
No, I just saw someone else like 2 weeks ago post his TikTok, and he did 2 videos in his car, and it was deserty with some hills. It wasn't pine trees though. It was regular trees. So it could have been where he lives.
And then Charlie says, how would he know that about her not calling if he wasn't there?
Yeah.
With her is what he's saying, and the way he words it, and I'll share it because I already showed it in the beginning, but I will share that on my community after this so you guys can look at it. But look at the way he verbally worded it. To me, when I read it to you guys, I was like, it just seems like he's saying it like if he was there. But again, that's just us speculating, in my opinion.
Yep.
All right, hold on.
Now, but again, I mean, I don't know Nick from, anybody. I don't have any reason to, discredit or think otherwise. And don't say, don't hold this, as the golden, the golden law here, as 100% true, as 100% truth or fact. I don't know, until more information comes out or something happens that can collaborate and verify this. We're just saying what has been passed on to us. And so, we, in the edit, you saw we were very, respectful, blurred out certain things, and we left out a lot to not point fingers, not to speculate, but to simply bring more information out there to release our video because, as you guys know, there was whether it was a fake account or whether it was a real account, we started to get thrown under the bus, and we just let the video, speak for itself. That's what we did.
Exactly. And that's.
Can you answer what gear the car was in, or can't you answer?
So while our team did not specifically look at what gear it was, you can see in the video that the wheels are turning, which would indicate that the vehicle is in neutral.
Otherwise, that mug would have went.
Wow.
What do you guys think about that? Again, he just said his team didn't. Yeah. What do you guys think about that? Yeah, I'm not a car.
I'm going to go back to the neutral theory. I'm going to go right back to that because that's where I started from. If the car was in neutral, there's foul play to me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if it was an accident, that car would have been found in drive.
Yeah.
Or it would have been in park. That's a possibility too. I mean, if I'm crashing and I freak out, right, as I'm about to hit the water, I could have slipped and hit it into park for sure on accident. But
exactly,
it was in neutral. How do you? I mean, come on now.
And where she was found. That's the.
I know, right? Like
that's what I keep going
peninsula to. Off a peninsula, straight away.
The only place they could have pushed a car.
Hold on, you're breaking up.
Oh, sorry. I said it's one of the only places at that lake where they could have pushed a car off.
So Sarah says that model car can be pushed into water unless it was parked.
Wait, what?
Yeah, she says
Somebody
that
did a
model.
video that you can push it while it's in drive if the car's
you
off.
can't. Oh, you can push it in drive?
Yeah, because think about like if your car shuts off, you're still rolling and able to control the wheels.
Right.
Yeah, but even if it's on that pavement,
even without power. So that's kind of what he likened it to.
Gotcha. But my thing is they towed it out, and if they didn't, they already said they didn't touch the inside of the vehicle, and the car would not have all wheels going backwards if it was actually in drive.
And Legal Sex said
It literally has to be in neutral.
But all four wheels are moving, which means it's in neutral. Well, and then you have Jared saying, looking at the video, in his opinion too, it's in neutral. See, I'm not. I see the wheels moving, and it being in neutral is just even more foul play for me, in my opinion. Again, law enforcement makes it clear. Law enforcement isn't saying that the car was in neutral. We're going based off of what we're hearing and what we're seeing with our own eyes. I honestly didn't even think about that because the wheels were moving. It was in neutral. I would not have even picked that up. But you have Jared saying, look at the video. It looks like it appears to be a neutral. So
it's a neutral.
Why would that be? Why would it be a neutral?
Well, we can go back to the 1950s where everybody in Reno was left in the desert and they drove cars with bricks on the pedal and killed people. I mean, I don't know.
You can go down that hole without it being
someone must have a CRV and tow rope to try it. Yeah, I was seeing people were saying if they can go out there and try and see. Teresa says, hey, Teresa, she says, so if in neutral, I knew 2 weeks ago it was mentioned neutral in drive. In sand, she says, would be harder to push in the sand unless you have a vehicle
it's
pushing
hard.
Unless you have a vehicle.
The road is hard packed. Your car doesn't sink in it. It's hard dirt.
Oh, okay, so it's
with
kind of
like loose dirt over the top.
Well, I personally think I don't think someone pushed the car in with their hands. I think someone used their vehicle to push the car. That's what I've always thought. Well, not always, but me and Scott talk about this a lot, and I do believe now that her car was pushed in by a car, but that's just me speculating, in my opinion.
In my opinion, I think the car was pushed in. I don't know how they did it, but in my opinion, it was pushed.
That's what I think too. But another thing is they found that couple in Donna. Or Boca.
And do we know if the airbags deployed?
They never said.
Yeah, they never said, and it doesn't seem like it in the photo, but again, they've never said.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have to be at a certain speed and impact for the airbags to deploy.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
All right, let me push play. Hold on. Okay, let's watch this.
So Jared, can you describe the person a little more on the video? That the guy that was there with, I don't even know for sure if it was with Kiely. Does he give you more of a description to where you guys know who it might be?
It is. I mean, I think that everybody's already speculating, in any additional information that I would provide. So, I have to be careful in what it is that we do say and what we put out there for certain reasons. So, we put out what we can at this moment in time, and like I said, we will put out a lot more later on if it goes down in that direction that law enforcement take it.
So from everything that you've seen in your experience, if you had to guess, I mean, would you guess that there is foul play involved in this one? You had to.
I'm just going. I'll say this: I would not have put that in our title if we thought it was nothing more than an accident. it's open for, you know, interpretation, speculation at this point. There's an entire other theory that it would blow your mind if I even told you. based upon additional. Even just going with let's see, without giving away too much, you know, and without me saying anything really. If you think about the two people that are moving around the vehicle, there could be more to that story.
That got me right there.
I know. So the two people moving around the vehicle, who do you think he's referring to? Because the only one that's placed himself in the vehicle is Sam.
Well, let him keep going. In just a second, he's going to talk about the two people, and then I want to talk about that.
Okay, let me see.
He's talking without talking because he knows he.
Oh my God!
It's something that even in my conversation, if I have a private conversation with Ryan later on, will be a private conversation. I'm not even going to tell you, Ryan. I mean, because everybody needs to come to their own conclusion at this point as to potential. But none of us want to be in a situation where it's defamation.
Exactly.
If it's not true. Right. We hope that it's not. But if it is, then justice will be served. Appropriately.
Was Nick able to, sorry, I just have one more question. Was Nick able to look at a picture of Kiely and say, this is the girl that I saw, or was it more based off of the vehicle matched the description of her vehicle?
Right now, I'm still gathering some information based upon what I just hinted to you right now.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm gathering more information on that one. As far as who the male may be, I'm going to say that it was a positive match.
Yeah,
without saying.
Wow. Crazy, huh?
Wait, so I missed it. So is he referring to how he was saying if it is foul play or whatever, when he mentions, the two people around in the vehicle, is he referring to it could have been foul play with meaning the guy and the girl with the tow truck guy?
Yeah, so the way he holds his hands up and describes the whole interaction, he said they were on opposite sides, kind of blocking the vehicle. He made it sound like they were trying to keep the tow truck driver distracted.
Oh, I missed that.
Okay.
Watch his hands. See, he's on opposite sides, and so they're like, "Oh, come over here." If he starts to walk around the back, they're kind of, both of them are trying to keep him towards the front.
See, I didn't get that. I took it as when we listened to the actual interview, I took it as Kiely or whoever this girl is. I'm just gonna say Kiely didn't want to be near the guy. So if she was near the tow truck guy and the other guy would go try to stand by them, Kiely would move to the opposite side. Like she never wanted to be by this guy, which the tow truck guy brought up.
Right. That's how I took it in the beginning until Jared said that. And he made such a clear point that had something to do with it.
Huh.
So it changed in my head.
Huh. What do you guys think in chat? See, I don't know. What do you think? I call BS.
I'm going back.
See, because I took it as right now.
See, this is a wrench. This is a wrench. Another wrench in this whole thing. Like I thought it, now this tow truck guy thing is really bizarre. Okay, now it makes it even crazier for me, anyway.
I'm right there with you.
I really want to know why this tow truck driver doesn't have more information, identification of any kind, right? Like I used to work for AAA, a tow truck company, and you have to do an invoice. Okay, it's not free to have your tow service come to your wherever you are, right? I mean, unless I don't know. Is it just me?
There is two more videos. There is two more videos, and they might have just edited out that part.
There's two more videos?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the vague one. So if he's trying not to say something about a certain person, he's going to make this first video very vague and see how it plays out is exactly what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said. So he has, there's obviously more footage they have. And he even says, like, Vera saying that, that if this goes, I'm guessing towards like a criminal investigation, they have another video out there. So I think they're not giving us everything with the video, but basically, though, I agree with you, BS. I totally agree with you on it. Like, I was the same way. Like, why doesn't he know this? Why doesn't he check his phone log? Why doesn't he, just ask what day this was? Like, it would be a complete easy fix for all of us. Boom, it was
very
Friday.
simple. I mean,
yeah, simple, right? But they do say that he doesn't have access to all of that stuff, though. I guess the company has everything on lock right now because of it being an investigation and everything. But still, simple thing. We just want to know the freaking day. Was it Saturday or
can I
not?
ask you a simple question? A simple question is, why is this coming out right now?
That's my thought. Why?
Why now?
Yeah. Somebody's gonna get
It's been
arrested.
2 weeks.
Or to push them. There's no cause of death or autopsy. It's just sitting there.
Nope. Yeah.
I think it's to spook somebody. I mean, they're deliberately vague about the day and everything in the video because they don't want anybody implying for sure that it was a certain person.
Who do you think's trying to spook somebody?
I think law enforcement is trying to spook the person that did it. Saying there's more video of it. See if that person runs.
So wait, you think this whole tow truck thing is just like
I think it's the truth.
It's not the truth, or it is the truth?
I think it's 100% the truth. I think it didn't come out until now because they're trying to get some more proof. And they're trying to spook, like with the Delphi thing where they go, we know who you are, or we know you're here. Like where they're trying to spook the person that did it for a certain reason.
Yeah. And then too, I know that when they did their first, after they found Kiely, Adventures with Purpose, when they did their first like little live, they did say that, because this is an active investigation, they had to be careful what they actually even gave us. So I'm assuming, I wonder, them giving us this tow truck guy, do you think law enforcement knows that was going to be put out or no? What do you think? Red herring, Sarah says, yeah.
I think law enforcement knows because in the video when he said we called law enforcement right away after the tow truck driver reported it to them, they called and verified with law enforcement, he said.
Yeah.
And then after that, just like a few days ago, they're like, their post was like, yeah, we debriefed again and we went over some things and they were thanking him. So they sound like they're pretty good buddies still.
Yeah. Crazy says that how weird. Toe Dude said the kids were asking about the seatbelts. Well, he said only Kiely was asking about the seatbelts.
Wait a minute. So Kiely was supposedly there?
Yeah,
no, the girl.
Yeah. Well, he's saying it's Kiely.
He said she.
Yeah, she.
He said she.
Yeah, she. So he looked at the flyers afterwards a week later and realized, that was her. So then he contacted a detective immediately, he says, and he spoke with a detective. And
did he say her or her car? I don't remember. I'm asking.
I don't know if he said her car or her, but based off of what this tow truck guy is saying, this is Kiely that he had interaction with. And then, that's how I take it. Because I feel like if this wouldn't have been if he doesn't think this was Kiely, then why even include that to the public for us? Why would you even put this interview out?
True.
That would be so misleading. So of course this is in reference to Kiely, because as I'm only going to assume that Adventures with Purpose is smarter than that, than to put something that is not her, or this guy is insinuating it's her, and put it out, because that would be so misleading for all of us. So
yes, if we watch it, I don't think he ever says it's Kiely. I think he says her or the girl.
Yeah, he says her. He says her. He doesn't say her name.
Yeah, I don't know that in all the edits that. I don't think he ever really insinuated it was Kiely. I think it was her car.
I wonder if he does say her car. Now I'm gonna have to listen to that.
Yeah.
So the guy had acne.
Okay,
Yeah, he said
who asked about seatbelts though? If you're 16 years old and you drive a car, what is the question about a seatbelt though?
Did you hear? Did you
What do
hear
you
it?
mean?
She
I don't
asked,
even
"How
need
do
to hear it.
you?"
Like, is there a
Sorry.
question about a seatbelt? That's all I need
The
to know.
actual question was, "How do you hook a seatbelt to a belt?"
Yeah. And
there
can
we
show
go, back to the belt. And then she says, oh, Kiely took her belt off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're
Remember
talking
that?
about you're referring
Yeah, like you're going to put her in there and lock her in the front seat so she
Well,
don't float out of the seat.
yeah, you're referring to Sam.
Yeah.
I don't know who it was. I still don't know who the girl is, but I got a suspicion. But yeah, I mean, if you think about it, the car being in neutral, he said when he pulled up that the couple it looked like they'd been there all night long and were very like upset and tired looking. And so if they drove over there to try and figure out how to get rid of her body, being in neutral, they might have been trying to test if they could push the car, and then forgot to put it back in drive and wouldn't start. Freaking out, even waiting a couple hours to call somebody.
So Charlie says that, rewind it. He said he couldn't confirm the girl, but the guy. Okay, let's see if he says that. Let's see. I rewind it, but when I rewind it, it goes a little far. Okay, let me mute. Hold on.
Was it more based off of the vehicle matched the description of her?
True. Right. We hope that it's not, but if it is, then justice will be served, appropriately.
Was Nick able to, sorry, I just have one more question. Was Nick able to say, look at a picture of Kiely and say, this is the girl that I saw, or was it more based off of the vehicle matched the description of her vehicle?
Right now, I'm still gathering some information based upon what I just hinted to you right now.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm gathering more information on that one. As far as who the male may be, I'm going to say that it was a positive match.
Right there.
Okay, there you go. Right there. He's saying he's still gathering more information. So, okay, we don't know if this was Kiely or not. He's still gathering more information. But as far as the guy, there is
he made it pretty cool.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
Very.
So this could be, but wait, what did he say about the vehicle? Hold on, let me rewind this. Because that was a good question the girl asked. Hold on, let me see. Let me play it.
I don't think he answered about the vehicle.
Sorry, I just have one more question. Was Nick able to say, look at a picture of Kiely and say, this is the girl that I saw, or was it more based off of the vehicle matched the description of her vehicle?
Right now, I'm still gathering some information based upon what I just hinted to you right now.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm gathering more information on that one. As far as who the male may be, I'm going to say that it was a positive match.
Okay.
So maybe he's trying to figure out who the girl was, and they don't know for sure yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Because it could have been a couple people.
So is this been a positive match for the vehicle?
Positive match.
It doesn't sound like
male.
it to me. It sounds like it
He
looked
said the
like
male.
her.
Yeah, no, he says the male, but I'm saying, so do they not? So it looks like, do they not even know if this is exactly her vehicle either? It could have been just a car that looked like hers.
They know. They're just not saying. They're keeping it vague on purpose.
Yeah, I know. So they don't know if this was Kiely yet, but
How
they
do
know.
they not know? There's a VIN number and a license plate.
I agree.
I don't think they would have released it if he wasn't pretty sure that was her car they saw. I think he knows more, and he's not going to just put out a video with just a bunch of weird speculation that could have gone wrong. I mean, he made it very clear that the tow truck driver's girlfriend corroborated the story, and that they're very, what do you call them, respectable people, or credible. Good people, and the tow truck driver's girlfriend's a nurse. So he basically said they're both credible people. So he's trying to imply that the story's real.
Yeah, I get that feeling from him too. He is saying like he believes the story is real. But again, he does say like he doesn't know them. So I agree with you. Bree says, if the guy had been identified, why is he, Jagger, I'm assuming, not in jail? That's exactly what I was saying in the beginning, Bree. If there's actual footage that this is literally Saturday, 11 a.m., why is it that would not have been put out as the last sighting of her? And why, if this is Jagger or whoever this is, though, if it has been confirmed for Saturday 11, why have we heard that anybody's been brought in, questioned, or anything about this?
I think they're trying to spook him. I think they're trying to find some kind of evidence, like the phone or something, and getting him to take off and go hide it more. I think they're trying to find more evidence. They probably have his phone.
We have enough evidence. There's a vehicle in the water, and there's a missing girl.
Yeah.
That's 16 years old. I think that's enough evidence to go by. Especially if there's 200 to 300 people at a party where she allegedly vanished.
Yeah, I agree.
That's enough evidence for me. I don't know. I would open an investigation immediately, and that should have been a crime scene. And what about the crime scene tape with the rectangle next to where they towed the vehicle out of the water? What's that about?
I don't know. I went down there. There was nothing there. It didn't look like there was anything. And there was still some crime scene tape. Yeah, I know. But when I went down there, the shore wasn't like especially rocky or like anything weird looking. I mean, they might have taken whatever it was. Yeah, but there was still crime scene tape there.
Yeah.
How can 200 to 300 people didn't hear or see a car driving into a lake?
Exactly. Come on now.
Because you can't see it from the party at all.
But you see headlights in the picture. The only picture they gave with everybody with their backs awkwardly turned, facing away, except for one 13-year-old looking boy. You could see lights in the background of that picture. So, and they all
you can't. No, that's not headlights. You can't see the water from that picture. From the party site, there's no way to see the water.
Well, I never said anything about water.
Whatsoever. Even the headlights, what it does is the party site's up a hill, and you go downhill towards the road and the water. And if someone was driving downhill and they took a right towards the water, I mean, would you necessarily think they're going to go off the cliff, or would you think, oh, they just want to be alone? I mean, would you even think anything of it?
Well, here's the thing. No one even seen her leaving or even paid attention, you know what I mean, to that.
I want to know what they were all looking at.
Oh, I know. In that photo?
Yeah.
I think being there was this area that had like 4 burn areas in a circle, and in the middle was like empty. So it looks like, I mean, I don't know if the Fight Club thing rumors are true, but it looks like the fire was made so you can watch whoever's in the middle. So I don't know. But someone had said they zoomed in on it and it was tree bark missing.
Really? I never heard that one.
Yeah, I didn't hear that one either. All right, let me hit play. Hold on.
Yeah, got it.
Without saying.
Wow.
Oh my God.
You say male?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah, because remember he said that the girl was with a male with the SF black cap on.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that's what he's talking about.
That message from the mom is from her real account. I don't know if it is or not. I don't fault her, and I don't blame her at all, because everybody will go through a grieving process differently. So, one thing that we don't do is we don't reach back out to families for a pat on the back. We move on to the next case to go help the next family. And we've been invited to, probably 60-70% of the cases that we have solved to come be a part of the memorial, and we turn every single one of them down. And the reason for it is that is not our day to come and be the showman and hey, we were the heroes in this to solve this for you. This is your special day with your family to honor and remember your lost loved one. And we're not here to distract and take anything away from them.
Thanks for clearing that up, because that was something we were debating with yesterday. And one of the thoughts was everyone grieves differently, and you can't judge somebody on their stage of their grief that they're in, right? They have a question. They have a question in chat, and I think it's important. I don't know if you can answer it or not. Do you think that you could tell us if her phone was found in the vehicle?
That one I actually have no idea. I have not heard anything, so I'm not sugarcoating it. I can't say yes or no. I don't have any.
That's a question I want to ask you. With the Kiely situation, how do you think it flipped over? Can you kind of explain that, like which way?
Well, most vehicles we find, 60-70% of them are actually going to be upside down. And the reason for it is, they'll go in the water. And then because the engine is heavier, it's going to nose down. And then because there's air in the wheels, or there's still air in the back of the car or wherever it's trapped, it's going to, have the car rest a little bit, and then it usually flips over.
Okay, I see. Okay.
So it's how the air is pushed out of the back of the vehicle, or
Yeah.
so. Okay.
Yeah, and so a lot of people were speculating, well, the windows are broken out, and I think there's only one that wasn't broken. Well, that was because the vehicle was flipped back over while it was underwater to then pull it out. Whereas those of you who've seen the members only video, you'll see that most of all the windows were up and intact at that moment in time when it was underwater.
That's not true.
So it ended right. I ended it right there. So it would have been from. Hold on, I wrote down exactly for the car windows. So it was the rear driver's side window. It was halfway down, and the passenger window was broken, and then the other ones were intact in the water when they do the assessment of it. Now, when we see it pulled out, obviously we see the rear mirror broken, and then we seen the driver's side window broken too.
Do you notice how the dent on the driver's side door is protruding?
Let me see.
It's like right under that mirror. I think when they flipped it, the mirror dented the car and broke the
But it
window
wouldn't
because
be
that mirror was
protruding.
intact.
It would be going inwards.
Let me see if I have the photo.
Well, they showed the mirror, and the mirror was where it was supposed to be in the video. The
Yeah.
purpose video.
Yeah, I showed that in the beginning. I took screenshots of it. Hold on, let me show you guys. Because it is intact. Both sides seem like they were intact. Hold on. How are you guys doing in chat? You guys doing okay? Give it up for my girls up on panel. Thank you guys for being here with me. I appreciate it. It's so good to have people on here that I can just like talk with instead of just the chat. Because sometimes when I read the chat, I'm like, what do they mean by that? And I'm always asking, what do you mean? What do you mean? So thank you guys for coming up and discussing this with me. Let me show you the photo. No, and I tell you guys, I'm going to start doing open panels. So you guys are more than welcome to always come up whenever you like. Okay, so let's do this photo. Okay, hold on. Wrong one. So what is your guys' theory now that everything that you know now, what is your theory? I call it BS. You can go first.
I want to know if anybody heard about that random white truck barreling down the road.
I have not. What truck?
I heard that on the 31st. I think it was on American Dream Chaser on August 16th. A random white truck barreling down the road. And then I heard that there were campers that made a map of where they were by the boat site. And I keep getting boat site, like the boat launch. I don't know why. Right now, I'm still going with my theory, which is this is a cover-up.
By law enforcement?
Actually, Placer County is known for cover-ups.
But who do you think's covering it up, though?
It's either the kids
Okay.
or the kids and Placer County Sheriff Department. I don't know.
So
I'm going to go with the kids, but something isn't adding up. And I'm at loss for words right now about this tow truck thing. Is driving me nuts right now.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in for sure. What about you, Verna? What is your last thoughts of this? Foul play, accident.
Foul
Both?
play. Yeah.
Foul play. Do you think an
Yeah,
accident?
I think she was in the back, and the other two people weren't. The girl was not her, and they were trying to distract the tow truck driver. That's why he called his girlfriend, because he got a weird vibe. And I think that their car got stuck right there when they were looking for a place to dump it.
He called his girlfriend to come to the scene.
No, I don't know, to the scene. He just said he called the girlfriend and was talking about how weird it was.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's really sus? Like, I mean,
Well,
you're a tow truck driver. This is what you do for a living, right? You do this every day. This is
unless
not
people
new.
are acting weird.
I don't think
They're
it's
acting.
So it was that weird and awkward and suspicious that he actually had to call his girlfriend.
Yep, I think there's more to there's more to the interaction than they're showing us on that
Well,
video
I
for
want to
sure.
know how he can't decipher the pictures of Jagger to the guy who was
They're just not
weird.
going to say. They're just not going to say right now.
I feel like if more information gets put out by law enforcement, I feel like they will give us more information too, because you got to remember too, Adventures with Purpose, they have to be careful what they put out, because right now this is still this is an active investigation,
An onward investigation.
And the last thing they want to do is hinder it. So they have to be very careful what they actually put out to us, because law enforcement again could want them not to put that shit out. So I think they're being respectful to the case and not giving us, even though I want to know everything. And I agree with you with things, BS. Like, I want to know how come he doesn't know this, but it seems, I don't think it's really that suspicious. My boyfriend calls me for all kinds of things and tells me all kinds of stuff, so
yeah,
I'm going based off my own relationship, that I would not be alarmed that my boyfriend called me and was like, hey, this just happened at work. It was really weird.
Totally.
He would either tell me like on the road, or he would wait till he gets home and let me know about it. So I don't.
I'm confused then. I'm sorry. I thought she came to the location.
No.
Oh, he just called his girlfriend and said, this is weird. Oh, okay. That's normal.
She came to the location when they hunted down Adventures with Purpose. She was there when they were doing the interview with the tow truck guy.
We need to figure out who this boy was.
He was
we
clear
need to
who it
know
was.
who called this tow truck company. I mean, what?
Well, I think Kylie's phone is in the water. I think it went in the water at 12:30 after it was used as an alibi.
I think somebody smashed it and it's gone. I don't know.
Yeah, I would be interested to know if that phone is in the car, though. That's what I want to know.
I'm betting it's in the water.
Yeah.
Because they were smart enough to make an alibi.
I think so too.
That's my theory.
Right here, the rear view is intact right here, and the driver's front side window is intact right here. So I think that damage is just when they flipped it, to be honest with you.
Do you have a picture of her car, the rear, that little small tiny window? Is it tinted?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so. I can look for it and see if I see anything, or does anybody know in the chat? I don't think it is tinted.
I don't believe so, no. Doesn't look like it.
Because if she was back there with a blanket covering her and it was tinted, I could totally see. But I mean, if it's not tinted, that would explain why they're trying to keep him from walking around the car.
Oh, I see.
And he made it very clear there was perfume in the console, which doesn't seem abnormal unless they're covering up a smell.
Wait, what? What?
He said they asked if he's seen anything in the car, and he's like, "Oh, well, there was perfume. There's perfume right there in the console." Like that was about the only thing he mentioned in the video. I mean, there might have been more, but yeah, I mean, come on.
But there was a Truly can in there, so it could be an alcohol scent. And if I was innocent, I would have been like, if there's any scent in the car, it would be alcohol.
Well, he was trying to imply that the perfume was there, recently, I don't know. I mean, they made a point of the perfume bottle, and that's all I'm thinking is if she's in the back.
Wait, whoa. Let's back it up. Back it up. So, this is bizarre. Who called the tow truck guy to begin with, okay?
Doesn't say. It says electronically dispatched. So probably the guy, because she said her phone was broken. The girl there told him, my phone's broken, because he tried to call and say he's on the way, but it went to voicemail. So he probably gave him Kiely's number.
No,
but it was electronically dispatched. So he didn't talk to an actual person. Dispatch sent him. So dispatch knows.
Right.
No,
Okay.
but then he also stated that when they talk about the phone call, he stated something like she had to use his phone to call.
Because hers was dead, yeah.
Hers was dead. Yeah, her phone had died and she had to, so she did the call because he says she had to use his phone, whoever this guy was, to make the phone call because her phone was dead.
Right. Because her phone was already in the water and it wasn't her. Anyway,
Yeah.
Oh my
sorry.
gosh. Oh
All right,
my
you guys. I'm
gosh.
gonna let you guys go off of panel right now. I'm gonna wrap it
All
up.
righty. Talk to you later.
Thank you guys so
All
much
right,
for
thank
coming
you.
on here. Thank
All
you.
righty. Bye.
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 All right, you guys. So what are your guys' final thoughts in chat? What are you guys thinking in chat? Let's see what you guys say. So let me look at the poll before we wrap it up. Let me see what you guys think. Where is it at? I want to see what you guys think right now. Let me see. Let me refresh. There's just so much to take in, you guys. And I know Adventures with Purpose is dropping they're dropping their video tomorrow. They said tomorrow's Friday, right? So they're dropping their video tomorrow. They usually drop their stuff super early. So I'm going to have another live tomorrow super early. It's loading. And I kind of want to do like an open panel where we just, I let people come on and we can watch it all together and then just discuss it. So expect another early live. I will set that early today so you guys know. And Nick says foul play. Oh, Cooper. Hey, Cooper. She says, hold on. Valerie, you're going to have to tell me what we were last talking about when I said go to bed, Valerie. It's because she's like throwing things at me with things and I'm like, go to bed. Cooper is saying tow truck driver is part of the setup, she says. No, thank you, Sarah, for being here with us. No, Justice, thank you for being here with us. And I just love having you guys on panel because then I can just, throw my thoughts out there. But I will leave you guys with what I think happened. You guys can disagree with me all you guys want, and it's totally fine. And I know Scott doesn't agree with me with who I think is involved, but speculating here, I personally think that my opinion, Sam knows more. I think she knows exactly what happened to Kiely that night. I think something ended up happening, I think, in the vehicle when they go in the car. We know that she sends her mom this text message at 11:30. Some people don't believe that's her, but I'm going based off what mom says. And I feel like mom would know if anything in that text didn't sound like her daughter. I feel like mom would tell us and she would have said it, but she seems to like, nope, that's her. So text her mom at 11:30. She'll be leaving at 12:15. And I think when they were in the car, I personally think that drugs were being done. This is my opinion. And I think it was laced with something. And I think it just hit Kiely, unfortunately, different. I think when they get out of the vehicle, Kiely started feeling not so good. And I think, and I'm speculating, and I think, we have at 12 a.m. that you have Elsa saying that she's seen her at 12, law enforcement, the public information officer, I don't know her name. She said that at 12, friends, we don't know who these friends are, were saying that Kiely wanted to leave. Well, if you want to leave, why don't you just leave then? What kept you there? You had a vehicle. I think that she was not feeling good. I think it was affecting her. And I think, speculating, I think somebody put her in the car. I think they laid her in the back seat and said, just lay down. You'll be okay. and then went back and she was not alive. That's what I think. And I think that to move her vehicle, I think it got weighted to people left. And I think that's when her car was then taken towards where there would be no cameras. And people know there's no cameras on that side. And her car was put in neutral and pushed in the water. As far as this phone call that allegedly happened, I think Sam gets confused between the two, but because I think she actually placed the call as a alibi. That's my opinion. That's what I think with this. Again, I'm just speculating with all of it, but I think an accident happened. And think about it. It does make sense that if you really think of the night, she was drinking, she could have been doing drugs. Oh, let's cover it, and then it's going to look like an accident. We'll put her car in there, right? No one will think anything. That's where I'm at with this. And again, that's just my opinion. I'm speculating there, but that's what I think. That's where I'm at. Yeah, she did. She did. And I made a video on that. She said that she knew exactly what was happening. And then after she says that, the interview, what news station it was on, literally, she was in the process of saying something. She was saying she knew exactly what was happening. She said something like, I put a video on it, but she said something like, I was either the only one or I was the one who knew what was happening. And then it stops. The freaking news station cuts her off right there and starts talking over and puts something else there. And I was like, dude, what was she going to say after that? But she makes these little statements like that. I was the last one to see her. I was the last one to have contact with her. How do you know? How do you know? How does she know that? It's just strange. But that's what I think happened. I think she wasn't feeling good. I think she was telling people she wanted to leave. And I think somebody placed her in the backseat of that car, kind of like, oh, you'll be fine. Just lay down. And I think when they went back, she was not okay and she was not breathing. And I think they panicked and they got scared. And I think they made it look like an accident, because if you think about it, it does seem like, hey, a girl goes missing. She's at a party. She's drinking. She possibly is doing drugs. You find her in the water. Oh, man, it was dark. It's like an accident. So I don't know. That's just me. But I can totally be disproven by it if there's going to be water in her but then again, what if they thought she wasn't alive, but she was alive? I don't know. But that's where I'm at, though. But yes, the autopsy will say if there's water in her lungs or not. That would get us. I know some people think that they were messing around right there by the water and she went in the water and all of that. I don't know. I just don't see that really. But where I'm at with it is just how I said it. So, and I know people think like, no, Sammy, she's just a shitty friend. I thought that in the beginning, but as I really deep dive more into what she says and these little statements she says, I don't know. There's just something more there. I don't know. My opinion. But I think accident and cover up. Justice says underwater was probably dark as hell, so it would be hard to find a way out of that car regardless. Jared did say that it would have, since the window was rolled down in the back, windows down, the car would sink faster, he says. It could be, he gave 20 to 30 seconds. But once your car hits the water, wouldn't you be like, oh shit? And then again, she doesn't have a seatbelt, you guys. Does not have a seatbelt. And maybe that's why she's found in the backpack, because literally when she went in the water, maybe she was just in the back seat. And one of the questions I really wanted to know, which couldn't be answered, is is she a stickler for putting that seatbelt on? But I think the PI had asked, but I don't think he got like a concrete answer for that. I was hoping they gave us the preliminary results, but the preliminary findings, because a lot of times with cases, they'll give us the preliminary, but they didn't give it. They're going to wait for the, and again, like Amanda said earlier, we might not even get it. Her family may not want it to be released. So we shall see. All right, you guys, I want to thank you guys all for being here with me. I want to thank the ladies that came on chat today. It was really good having you guys on here. I appreciate it. And let me take that off. Hi, Sweet Pea. How are you doing? And again, today is Kiely's birthday. She will forever be 16. I can't even imagine what her family's going through today. But again, thank you guys for being here with me. Let me see if I can play. We'll wrap it up and play this one last time. And tomorrow we'll be live to watch it together and have a discussion with it tomorrow. Let me thank you. Give it up for the mods. Thank you, mods. I know, Scott, you probably had a lot going on with answering all the questions and talking about it. So I appreciate everyone that was here. Valerie, I know Delana was busy. Give me a second. I have so much stuff up. All right, so the poll real quick. Let me look at it. Wow, what a difference, you guys. What a difference. So accident is only 8%. I am shocked by that because last time we had a live before all this information came out, it was like in the 50s. Today it's ending at, there's 493 of you voting. And if you watch the replay, if it's still showing, can you please answer it? Because I really want to see by the end of the day where that is at. I don't know how this works, if it ends literally when I wrap this live up or not. But if it's available for you to, oh, I don't think it will be. Never mind, it won't be. So it ends at 8% accident. 33% of you think accident, foul play. Wow. And 60% just think flat out foul play. Wow. We need to do a live stream with just theories on that. Wow. 60% just think foul play. I'm interested to know more about that one. Wow. Thank you guys, all of you, 500 of you who voted on that. Thank you so much for taking the time. Wow, that's crazy. All right, you guys, let me see. Can I get it? Oh, it's not on there. Never mind. Never mind. All right, you guys. So thanks for being here with me, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Early shine. Valerie, go to bed early tonight. And thank you guys all for being here and talking this case. We're all just right now, since we're waiting for the results, we're just here theorizing, speculating, looking at whatever little facts we have, and then, you know, talking the case. So I appreciate you guys being here and talking it out because I don't have friends that are into true crime, and my boyfriend is so over me talking about these cases. He just was like, yeah. So thank you guys for talking this case with me. So I will see you guys tomorrow morning, and enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.